Hi. What? Welcome. Today is a day of the week. It's Wednesday. Thursday. It's Thursday. Hello everyone. It's Thursday and I'm on the talking screen because I have to charge my Apple Pen for like 10 minutes before I can do any art. Whoa! It's not because I forgot about charging my iPad or my Apple Pen. No, I did not do that. Ooh, time is an illusion. Whoa! So, wow, I would love if my mouth tracking worked. So, today is not what the thumbnail is because I didn't know what to make the thumbnail, so I thought I'll just leave the thumbnail and then like I'll replace it with something I draw today or something. But I kind of got inspired by like some things I was seeing on Twitter of like you know those like Valentine's cards where it's like a Valentine thing and then it's like what? Thank you, Emily, for being a member for 12 months. I can't believe I got to 1 year as a crybaby. I'm glad to call you my Oshi Clarity. Thank you. Thank you for always making me so happy. Woo! Thank you for hanging out. Thank you so much. I'm so happy it's been a 1 year for a lot of you. Let's go. 1 year is a long time. But it's also no time at all because as they say in BoJack Horseman, time's arrow marches forward. Which maybe is not the right quote because BoJack Horseman is a very sad story, but whenever I think of time, I always think of BoJack Horseman in that quote. Because it's like literally my favorite time quote thing where it's like, time's arrow marches forward. The endless march of time, I say with a dramatic drum beat. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. But thank you so much, Emily, for hanging out for 12 I was supposed to say 12 years, for 12 months. Thank you. But I go. Well, I got inspired for today's stream by there were some art I saw on Discord of like PNGs of a VTuber, and it'd be like, you're the blank to my blank, and it'd be like a Valentine's Day image but like a joke sort of thing, and I thought it'd be cute if I did like a cute little doodle of like me with one of the girls and then like it was a Valentine's from me to them, you know? So I thought that would be fun. Hi Ari, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Welcome. As you know, like last year I did like the heart Valentines that I decorated, but those also took a long time. And also I sent them wrong because I accidentally did the @ as the first thing I did on Twitter, which apparently you cannot do because it makes it into like a comment or something instead of a post, which is crazy. But then after I did that for like every single one, I was kind of like, you know what? It over. I guess it's fine. I'm not even gonna try. So instead of doing that this year, I thought we would do like one where it's basically like I do like the Crybaby. What? Thank you, Ari, for being a member for 1 month. I heard you made the strawberry bunny strong. You made us so cute. So you're a mom now. I guess so, huh? Yui and I are your mom and dad, I guess. I remember when Yui asked me if I would draw her a mascot. I was like, I mean, sure. What do you want? She was like, I don't know. And I was like, sick. So I gave her a bunch of options and she liked that one the most, and I'm happy she did. I think it's cute, like the concept of like a little guy that can like also close its ears on itself and look like a strawberry. Very cute. I think you guys ended up really cute. Super glad I can support you for so long. I always had a hard time sticking to a streamer to watch. You just captivated me so much. Thank you. That's so kind of you. Yeah, I love my parents. I'm really happy you guys ended up enjoying it. I was worried for a bit that people would think that it was too like hyper femme or something, because I was always worried that I would create a mascot like that. Like they'd be like, oh, I don't want to be like this cute bunny or something, you know? So I'm happy that everyone ended up being happy with it. Because that was one of the things I was thinking about when I designed the Crybaby. That was I wanted the Crybaby to kind of look kind of like androgynous core. Like, it looks a little bit like it could be a little more feminine or it could be a little bit more masculine depending on how you draw the Crybaby. But I think that the strawberry bunny design really like fits Yui's aesthetic a lot, you know? So I'm happy that you guys are like it. Like, I just like making little creatures. I think creatures are the best thing to draw. I don't understand anatomy. I can't draw human shapes. That's why this is a doodle stream and it's not like I'm gonna render a full body art. Because I can't. I really like, anytime I'm like, what are elbows? actual real question. What the fuck is an elbow? Smiles in pain. What is an elbow? What are knees? What's a foot? You know, like, I don't know what those look like. Sometimes, you know, like for when you see like what you call like with like you know what, like when you see like Yui go into a birthday and then she like brings in like the art she's drawn, and like she like for fucking like Lemmy's birthday, and she was like, I drew this for you, Lemmy, and it was like the cutest full body art ever. I was like, fuck you. How did you do that? How do you know what knees look like, bruh? How do you know how an elbow works, huh? That's messed up. I barely know how my eyes work, okay? And they open and close so that I can do my jobs. Dies. She's very good at, like, understanding anatomy and stuff. I'm lucky if I can, like, breathe and draw at the same time, you know? Like, I have such a hard time talking while doing anything at the same time. I'm, like, literally the most uncoordinated person in the world. But, like, I don't know. It's one of those things, you know? Sorry, I had to respond to a thing. But yeah, no, I have like a problem with like body design. Like, I'm bad at drawing anything that's not a little blob guy because of that misunderstanding of anatomy. Like, I just don't know if I'll ever fully understand how anatomy works. But like, that's okay. Because I think most of the art that I draw is like emotes or like I like design a lot of outfits. And like for music video stuff, when I do projects, and I like, what do you call, I draw like creature. But you know, I really do wish that I was a little bit more versatile. Like I was hanging out with PP and Kijo last night for like a really long time. Like, guys, I make a lot of bad decisions. So I was working from home today. And like, technically, I know it's crazy, guys. I know it's crazy. Technically, I stayed up until my shift started remotely. And then I worked for like a couple of hours, and then I took a nap before stream today. Smiles. I left that Discord call at 11 a.m. And then I worked until 3, and then I took a nap until like 5:30. Weren't you complaining about how tired you were just 2 days ago? Yeah, I was also complaining about how tired I am today. I'm still tired. But it was so fun! I like joined call with like Lemmy and Perry and we were like hanging out for like a couple hours last night, and then Kijo joined after her stream, and we were all hanging out, and then Perry and Lemmy had to go to bed, and Kijo and I hung out for a bit, but then PP joined, and then PP was like, let's play like VTuber Pictionary, and then we played Pictionary for like 2.5 hours, and after that we just started talking for like hours and hours, and then Ashy joined, and then we were talking and talking and talking. It was super fun, and then randomly Yui was like, Toka, she DM'd me at like in the morning. It was so funny. And then we were up so late that Yui woke up. Like, Yui went to bed at a normal time last night, and then she like freaking DMs me in the morning, and she goes, Toka, go to sleep. Because she knew I hadn't slept because I was hanging out with people. I get a DM from Yui unprompted. Toka, go to sleep. It was so funny. And I go, but I'm having fun. Also, PP wants you to join. And then she was like, and then she sighed, and then she joined the call. And then we all hung out. And then Kijo and PP left to go to bed or something. I don't know what they actually did. But they left to do things with their life, you know? And they literally left before I left. And then, like... And then Yui and I hung out for, like, another 30 minutes. And, like, Serena... I literally stayed up so long Serena woke up. And Serena was, like... parfait in chat. And I was like, hi, Serena, are you proud of me? I haven't slept yet. And she was like, why would I be proud of you for that? And I was like, because you do this sometimes. And she was like, well, by now I probably would have been asleep, though. And I was like, but Serena, you love me. And she was like, yeah, but maybe you should go to bed. And then I said that I would go, like, to bed. But then actually, I had work because I stayed up until it was time for me to go to work. So then I worked. And then I went to bed for, like, 3 hours. So, yeah. What can I say? What can I do? That's just life! That's just life. You know, I just, I was having fun and I didn't want to go to bed. I was busy, you know? I was so busy. Also, someone asked if there's gonna be Valentine's Day merch. I can't say, I don't think I can say anything specific, but I was asked this last time and what I said was, I wouldn't save my money for Valentine's Day merch, but Yui's birthday's at the end of the month, and so is Serena's, and my birthday is the beginning quarter of April, and, you know, there's other holidays in the year. That's what I would say. I'd say maybe you should think about how Yui's birthday is soon. Smiles. Maybe you should think about that and save your money for that and think about how cute Yui is and how, you know, Yui had amazing merch last year for her birthday and how there might be amazing merch this year for her birthday and how Toka has to restrain herself from spending too much money on Yui's birthday merch because of how amazing it might be. And Toka might be thinking about buying more than one copy of some of Yui's merch because she wants it so badly, and she has to tell herself, be reasonable with your money. And yeah, so I would say maybe think about, instead of Valentine's Day, think about Yui and how important Yui's merch is to your mental sanity, because I think about that sometimes. Because I'll just say I've seen Yui's birthday merch. And, I have a problem, so. What are you supposed to say, though? No one hang up on cute girls? I know! Oh. I was like, and I knew that I was like, I knew that I was staying up too late. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna feel like shit today. And I was like, staying up and doing things and talking and yapping, and I was like, you should say goodbye. You should say goodbye. You should go to bed. I thought that, like, at around 5 to 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. at night, I was like, you know, Toka, you should really say goodbye and go to bed because you need to go to bed so you can wake up for work. And I was like, oh, but if I say goodbye now, then we can't keep hanging out. And I don't wanna miss out. I'm gonna get FOMO. Like, what if I miss, like, something really funny that happens, you know? So I just stayed up. Then she popped a can of energy drink. I can't drink energy drinks anymore. I don't drink energy drinks anymore. I just have tea. I'm not supposed to drink energy drinks anymore because of my, what do you call? My blood pressure. So I have tea instead. Tea is really not that caffeinated, but I like the taste of it, so I drink it a lot. I don't have any favorite flowers. My favorite flowers are, I love Easter lilies. I'm a big fan of Easter lilies, but I also really love I love Easter lilies. I love stargazer lilies. I love calla lilies. I just like lilies a lot. Lilies are my favorite flower, but I can't own them because I have a cat. And they're actually extremely toxic for cats. So even though I love lilies, I don't own any of them and I never buy them. And, sometimes when I would do plays, I would have friends who would bring me bouquets that had lilies in them, and I would always feel really bad because I'd accept them. I would accept the bouquet, but then when I would go back to my apartment, I'd have to put them on the balcony and I could never bring them inside, and I'd have to like shake my clothes to get all the pollen off because just a little bit of the pollen can kill a cat. Oh my god, Penny! Hi, Pee-Pee! Welcome! Hi, Pee-Pee! Wow! Hi, Pee-Pee! 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 Hi! Penny! Hi! Homotoka Penny has entrusted you with us? Oh my god, I'm being entrusted with you guys? That's kind of crazy. Welcome everyone! Hi PP! PP, I was just talking about you. I was telling stories about how I stayed up all night with you. Welcome! Welcome Raiders! Welcome! I hope you guys had fun with Penny. What were you guys doing? Were you guys playing Terraria again, or were you guys playing a different game? Today wasn't the Mr. Scrumple's ASMR, right? She had somewhere to be, I think, so she doesn't respond, that's why. Hello, this is Tokashima here today. Welcome. Just yapping? Oh, you guys were just yapping? That's iconic. I love Penny's yaps. I was telling Penny about that last night. Because she was like, I don't know if I'm that entertaining. And I was like, I think you're hilarious. I don't know what you don't... I don't understand that. I think a lot of VTubers always say they don't know if they're good at yapping, but then like they're really good at yapping and I don't really understand it. Like people was like talking about that and I was like, I think you're one of the most like funny people I've ever met. And I truly believe that. I think PP is like one of the most hilarious people I've ever met in my life. What were you guys yapping about? The most talented are always the most self-conscious. That's so true. Penny's a total jester, never boring. I agree. I think Penny is like, I was telling Penny that I think she's like a phenomenal improver and how I often believe everything she says, even if it's like not a real story. I don't understand that it's not a real story because she says it so convincing. Like this one story she talked about where she talked about her dad buying her a goldfish that she had to put into the ocean because she got in trouble and then a shark came and ate it. And I like genuinely believed her and I felt really bad for her. But then I found out later by continuing to watch the stream that that was not real. And I was just fucking naive and stupid. I literally thought that like... I literally thought that like... that she was telling the truth. That like her dad bought her like a goldfish but they couldn't keep the goldfish and so she released it to the sea and she watched a shark eat it. I didn't know. Because I just believe anything she says. I'm like, oh, whoa, that's crazy. I only realized it wasn't true because of how you guys were reacting to what she was saying. I'm just really fucking stupid. I don't know. Like, if one of my friends tells me a story, I defaultly believe them until they tell me that it's not true. It's the same with, like, Lemmy. Sometimes Lemmy will tell me a story and it's not real, but I just believe her because she's my friend. And then... she'll be like, no, Toka, I was lying. And I'll be like, what? Or she'll like tell me a fact. And I just defaultly believe that the fact that Lemmy told me is true because she's so smart and knows a lot of science. And then she'll like tell me this fact. And I so believe it immediately. Once she told me this thing, and I knew it was wrong because I also knew the fact. And I was like confused for a second. I was like, I don't think that's true, but also if Lemmy's telling me that it's something else, then I must be wrong, and she must be right. So therefore, Lemmy is right and I'm wrong. I'm stupid, so I should just believe what she says. And then I said, oh, I didn't think that was true, but I mean, I guess so, huh? Yeah, I guess you're right, huh? And she was like, Toka, what? And I was like, well, I mean, I never heard of it like that, but I mean, I guess if I don't know where you heard that, but sure. And she was like, I was lying, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. She was like, I was just joking with you. I was like, I didn't understand. I'm just here. I'm just here to listen and understand and agree and blindly believe whatever you say. See, maybe you say I run the Toka cult, but maybe I'm just a follower of the greater VTuber cult, and I'm just a sheep in the cog. Because I just blindly follow whatever they tell me. If Lemmy told me that the grass wasn't actually green and was like a shade of blue, but it became green in the sunlight, I would genuinely believe it. Like, I'd be like, that makes sense. Like, I'd be like, I mean, that makes sense to me. Like, yeah, like grass is actually blue, but because of like the contrast of sunlight, which is orange, grass appears green. I'd be like, sure. I mean, I would agree. Sure. That makes sense. That seems like it could definitely make sense. Like, it's more refractive. Similar to, you know, how like the ocean isn't blue, it just reflects the sky. I'd be like, damn, that's crazy. When did they figure that out? That's so, that makes sense. I'd believe her. In an instant, I would believe her if she said that to me. It just makes a lot of sense. Also, today's drink that I'm drinking is a liquid death, but it's the root beer flavor. So it tastes just like root beer, but it's water. Sparkling water that tastes like a root beer. Let me also tells a lot of facts. I mean, also Penny tells a lot of stories. Penny is just so funny. I think it's because a lot of my YouTuber friends say things like so confidently. Like, I feel like I speak a lot, but I feel like I always sound like I'm telling a question. Do you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of the time I speak like I'm telling a question, or I guess maybe I'm just low energy. I remember yesterday, at one point when we were talking, Penny was like, I'm kind of like low energy sometimes, and I was like, are you? I think you're extremely energetic. What was that about the ocean reflecting the sky? I think it happened again. What? Isn't that why the ocean is blue? It's like water isn't blue, water is clear, but it's blue because it reflects the sky. Isn't that the fact? Is that not true? Water isn't blue. Ocean look blue because sky blue. When you move water clear. What? Water just absorbs red band light and reflects blue band frequencies? What? But this is what they taught me when I was in preschool! My preschool taught me that! I paid money to go to that school! No, the ocean isn't blue because it reflects the sky, though some surfaces reflection does occur. The primary reason is that water molecules absorb longer wavelengths of sunlight, red, orange, and yellow, leaving shorter blue wavelengths to be scattered and refracted back to your eyes, a process that happens even in a glass of water, but it becomes apparent in vast amounts like the ocean. But when I have a bunch of water in my filter in the refrigerator, it's not blue at all, it looks clear still. Demand your money back? Can you imagine? I go back to my preschool and I go, hey, you taught me fake information. Give me my money back. Can you imagine? That'd be so funny. Actually, if I could get it back, that would be really great because I could afford to do some stuff as a VTuber. You need quite a bit of it for it to be obvious. That's crazy. I literally remember learning that, like, in preschool. Like, they told me that, like, it was a factoid when I was in preschool when I asked the teacher why the ocean was blue. When I asked the teacher why the ocean was blue, I remember her distinctly telling me that. So I've said that since I was in preschool because that's what they told me. And I was like, well, if my teacher tells me, then obviously the fact must be true if the teacher says so. That's crazy. Are you for real? No one's ever told me that it wasn't true. That's crazy. Though I guess, I mean, I did go to like a religious preschool. I don't freaking know. I don't know. They could have told me anything and I might have believed them at that point. I did not like that school. Preschool teachers probably only know as much as a preschooler should. What? But don't you have to be like fully like, don't you have to have like a certain amount of knowledge and degree in order to like teach at a preschool level? Because you have to be able to understand how to best like cater education to children, which is like way different. She probably genuinely believed that it isn't a common it isn't a common misconception. Oh, or it is a common misconception. That makes sense. Growing up is learning they lied to you about a lot of stuff as a kid. What did my teachers lie to me about? I feel like I believed most of what they said to me. Did they ever lie to me about other things? I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. Did my teachers lie to me about more information that I think is an actual true fact? I don't know anymore. Though, I mean, I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't say I'm a pinnacle of education. I didn't know what a fucking integer was when we did fucking Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? I wouldn't say I'm a pinnacle of education. I did not know about integers at that point. I forgot. What's what is that? Most of the time the lies are just oversimplifications, but there's definitely a lot of outdated info teachers pass along to kids. Well, I will say, when I see how people do multiplication nowadays, I genuinely think it's crazy. Oh my god, but then like they always teach like everyone different ways to do multiplication. Bro, the way that like there was a time that when I was learning multiplication and I was having problems with the homework. I asked my mom, I was like, can you help me with my homework? My mom was like, yeah, of course, just multiplication, sure. And we were doing my homework together and I was like, so this is how we do multiplication. And my mom was like, that's not how you do multiplication. That's not how you do multiplication. And I was like, wait, what do you mean, Mom? And she was like, no, that's not how you do it. Here, I'll help. And then I learned how to do it the way my mom did it. And then because obviously at that age you have to show your work. And then I went to school and I turned in the homework and my teacher pulled me aside. And then a teacher was like, who helped you do this? And I was like, my mom. And she was like, so the way she taught you is wrong. And I was like, what? And she was like, there are other ways to do multiplication, but this is wrong and also all the answers are wrong. And I was like, like it wasn't just that the way that my mom taught me to do it with her was wrong. Like not how my teacher wanted me to do it. It was also that all the answers were fucking wrong. So it wasn't even worthy having her teach me because it was wrong. It was fine. It wasn't because I had to still learn how to do multiplication the other way. But I mean, what can you do? Oh, the weird lines overlapping multiplication things that kids do nowadays. I know. I've seen TikToks of it, and every time I see that, I'm like, that's crazy. Like, the way that they, like, draw circles around the things, and I'm like, this and this and this, this and this and this. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Well, my mom wasn't very good at math. I don't understand the new way math is math. I know. And then, they say that, like, doing that weird lines overlapping thing, they say that genuinely it works faster than doing multiplication the old way that I learned. But I don't know if it's true, but they say it's, like, factually they say that it's better. But it just seems like it wouldn't be. And my dad would get mad at me when helping with my homework. Yeah. My parents, I feel like every time they helped me with my homework, unless it was my dad helping me with carpentry things, like, it would end up with both of them getting frustrated with, like, school and stuff. Because the only time I felt like it was really helpful was, like, sometimes when I would have to build things, my dad would help me with, like, tools and stuff, or with holding things down or clamping things, so that I could, like, do whatever I have to do to build the things that I needed for school, and that always helped, you know. Like there was a theater class I did where we were doing like a history thing, and they were like you need to present stuff on different cultural theater things. And at that time I was doing a I was doing a presentation on this type of theater. It's like this Indonesian puppet theater thing that I had learned about, and I wanted to make my own version of the puppet. So I looked up guides online on like how the insides of the puppets work, so I could make my own version of the puppet. And then we went to like the construction hardware store and we bought a bunch of parts, and my dad helped me like construct a sort of like phony version of one of those puppets that I could like use in class to sort of showcase how it worked. And like that was helpful because he'd be like, well, I mean, in order to make this happen, we'd have to do this and this and this, and then be like, oh, awesome, you know. And the teacher didn't say that I did that wrong, so that was wonderful, and I got a good grade on it. New school math looks awful. It does look awful. I want to see what this thing is. What is this? But for is a phrase used to indicate that something would have to have happened if a specific person or thing had not prevented it. Often meaning except for, if it were not for, or without. It identifies the only factor stopping the particular result. I don't think I've ever. I've never used this phrase. Also considered substantial factor. Oh. No, I'm sorry. I was trying to trick you. You were supposed to say what's a but dash for, and then I reply, oh my god. What the fuck? What do you mean? I looked it up and I put this into Google and there's a literal explanation that they have for this. This is a real thing. Like there's literally on Merriam-Webster it is but-for adjective of or relating to the necessary cause as a negligent act without a particular result as damage would not have occurred. A but-for test of causation. It's a real thing. It is. That's what the Merriam-Webster is. And here comes the Merriam-Webster dictionary with a steel chair. I can't believe it. It failed. It failed so much. Oh, what the heck? I didn't even know what that was. I was just being a jerk. That's so funny. When the hyphenated version shows up, I know, right? Let me find. Sorry. What is it called? What was I looking for you? Oh my god, no. Oh my god. There was like a joke that I was typing into Google that I wanted to look up so I could read it to you guys. And then I couldn't think of the title. And then my brain completely blanked, and I don't even remember the joke I was trying to make in the first place anymore. Am I old? I literally started typing into Google, like, the vibe of the joke that I was trying to remember to say to you, and then nothing came up, and I was like... And now I don't remember anything about the joke I was just about to try to make. I'm so old! It's so over for me! I literally felt my brain felt like I got wiped. It's like someone it literally feels like I got I literally thought that like it felt like someone took like the pen in the what is that show called? Like where they do like the white flash and it wipes your brain. I literally felt like a flash happened and like my whole brain just like shut off for a second. It literally felt like my whole brain just got wiped for a second. I don't remember anything about the joke I was about to make. I was literally about to make a joke. Oh, I'm really smart. There's no way that I completely forgot everything I was about to say. Ugh. This happens to be at work. Yeah, this happens to be at work too. But I'm supposed to be funny. I don't even remember my funniness anymore. What was the joke I was gonna make? It was about another word. Oh, frick. Totoko, you're young and spry. It's the kids who are wrong. So true. I'm actually not that smart. My parents have been telling me that for years. That I'm not smart. Da 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 da. It was a word joke though. It was like something about like a dictionary definition of something. I promise it was really witty. I promise it was so witty. I like, what do you call? I feel like there are a lot of like jokes about those sorts of things. Rena! Weena Woonette! Hi! Hi, Rena! Hi, pretty lady! Soaring into your dreams, it's Rena Lunette. Toka, I love you, Chew. Rena, I love you! Mwah! Hi! Hi! Rena, how was your stream? Were you playing Uma? What were you doing today? What was your stream? How were you guys? How are you, Sleep Eeps? Did you enjoy your stream with Rena? You were crafting in the mines? Oh, how are you doing in the VSMP? I'm gonna play for the first time on Sunday. How are you enjoying the VSMP? You've been playing a lot of it. So I assume that you're having a lot of fun? Remember to behave, Miss Toka. What do you mean? Oh, I thought you said remember to. I thought you said remember to behave for Miss Toka. I was like, what do you mean remember to behave? I'll try to behave. I promise. I was literally like, oh my god, I'm sorry. I'll try to behave in front of Rena. I will. I'll try not to be too feral in front of her. I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm just vibing. Yeah, I can't wait to do that when I'm there on Sunday, because that's like the only thing I can do since I can't run around a lot in the VSMP due to like motion sickness. I was like, well, I'll just vibe a lot near everyone's houses. Toka be her true self. I love her. I hope stream's been good. It has been. I've just been talking. I haven't actually done any part of the actual stream yet, but I'll get to it because I always get to it eventually. Eventually, I always do get to the thing I said I would do during the stream. It does happen at certain points, you know? Oh my god, I saw you tame that owl, by the way. Do you know that? I saw it happen live on stream. I saw you do it. The owl is so cute. Napping is far more important. That's so true. But I hope that you had a fun stream, and if you need to take care of yourself, please make sure you take care of yourself. Thank you so much for the raid, Rena. I love you. Welcome, Sleep Eeps. I'm not depraved about Rena at all, but I was recently in a collab with her where I looked at her thighs before the stream. And I wouldn't call it, you know, depravity or anything. It's just being cultured. Smiles. Mwah! Have a good night, Rena! That's the only benefit, you know, in a collab. You can drag the models around and like it doesn't move them on their on their side of the screen, and then like you can like zoom in. I do that a lot with I do that a lot with Lemmy, because I like to look at the shading and rendering on her model a lot. You know, like, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed when Lemmy gets really close to the screen, but she has like a lot of different colors in her hair. Like, even though the hair is blonde, right? Like, the way that her artist does rendering, like there's pink streaks in her hair, there's blue streaks, there's green streaks, all like blended in through different parts of the hair rendering. It's like really beautiful. I wish I understood how her mom renders like that, because if I could ever get better at art, I would want to be able to render a lot like Lemmy's mom. But it's like really beautiful if you like look really close at Lemmy's model, how the hair is rendered with different colors. So whenever I do a collab with Lemmy, I do that. One time I got caught by her because I didn't know that I had that I would like she was looking at my OBS because we were like pre-stream, right? And I was sharing my OBS with her. And I forgot that she could see my OBS because she was a part of the stream. And I was like moving her model and like zooming in on it. And she like looked at me and she was like, Toka, what are you doing? And I was like, I was like, I'm just appreciating you and the rendering on your model. And she was like, sure you are. And I was like, no, please, you really have to believe me. I was looking at the shading in your hair. Like, it's on like the sides of like, you know, the little bangs that like frame the roundness of her face. Like, you can see it. Like, look at any picture of her. It's like there's like a reddish pink and then a blue, and then like the highlight in her hair, she has the regular one, and then she has a pink one. Like, it's extremely beautifully rendered all around the hair. I was being normal. I was just appreciating art. Like, what's so wrong with appreciating art, guys? I want to know, like, is it so wrong to appreciate art in this household, you know? Like, what can I say? I was just appreciating her art. Yeah. You know? We are all art appreciators here. So true. It's the same with Rena, you know, like her thigh is just very nice to look at. It has a band around it, so it, you know, makes it easier to appreciate how it looks, you know? The harness around it makes it very easy to appreciate how it looks. You know, it wouldn't be there on the art if you weren't supposed to, like, you know, have your eyes drawn to the band that holds, you know, at the thigh. You know, you can all appreciate it. There's a video on her Twitter that's like for Thigh Day. You know what I mean? Smiles. Like, yeah. You know? Smiles. Sighs. Looks to the side. Looks up. It's not guilt. What is the charge? A succulent Chinese meal? Actual true. Yes, just to understand. What are you saying? I will go find that right now. What to understand? Well, it's on Rena's page. Like, if one of her videos she posted is like for Thigh Day, it's just like her thighs. It's fun to like zoom in on a model, you know, and like look at a detail of it, you know? It was actually very interesting looking at the details of models. So we were doing the VTuber, like, Kijo and Penny and I were doing a, like, we were playing Pictionary, but with VTubers last night. So it was like you would like draw and like, you would try to draw like as minimal details as possible to like slowly draw a VTuber, and then like people would guess, right? And during that, when we were talking Penny brought up cow emojis. I don't know if you know what a cow emoji is, but it's like the way that like the like sort of like smiley face things that you see for like JP sort of typing, like the smiley faces and stuff. And Penny showed me the cow emoji that she made for her model, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cute. And I was like, oh, could you make one for me? And look, Penny came up with a cow emoji for me. You could type this if you wanted to be like Toka. Like, look at this cow emoji that Penny made for me. Doesn't it kind of give off my vibe? Isn't it kind of accurate for like a cow emoji? Like, that's a really simple one, but if you wanted to do like, I guess like, you could also do this. I think it makes my head too fat if I do that. Actually, I like it the way it is. I like it simple. Isn't that a simple, cute one though? I love the cow emoji. I sent something to Serena earlier because so last night also Serena was hanging out with us for a bit, but she went to bed earlier, okay? And this girl responds to me DMing her a Looper meme, and she goes, Toka, I was cranky all day because I stayed up. So freaking Serena core of her to say that. Toka, I was cranky all day because I stayed up last night. Get it together. Me at Serena when she says she's cranky. Get it together. What do you mean? Stop it. Get it together. She really kills me. I love bullying her. Cranky, no, 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 no! Stop being cranky. Just take a 3-hour nap between work and stream, and then you just cope. No cranky. As you can see, I'm very normal and mature for my age. Which is young, by the way. Just, I'm not as young as Serena, but hey, no one thought I was. You know, like, actually what made me feel old yesterday, and I'm not, but do you know something that actually happened to me that made me feel really old last night? Or yesterday, it was technically. I say last night, it was during the day. I was at work, right? I went to this cafe to get, like, I got, like, a latte yesterday, like a tea latte, okay? And I go to this cafe, and I order, and I sit down while waiting for my order to get made. Oh my god. As I get up to go pick up my order, I don't know why I did this. Like, it was thoughtless, you know? I step forward, but I don't turn my whole body with my knee, and so my knee twists the other way with the rest of my body is going. And I, like, feel a slight, like, pop, and, like, my knee just starts hurting. I, like, twisted my knee getting up from a seat to get my latte at the coffee shop. Oh my god, I was in so much pain. I was like, oh my god. I, like, stood up. I was like, oh my god, am I gonna be able to walk to the freaking counter to get my latte? And so I, like, hobble my way up there and then go back to the chair. And I, like, sit there. And I'm like, I was like, I should work here for a second. So I stayed there for a bit to work on things until my knee stopped hurting. Cause I was like, I'm not gonna walk back to the office like this. I'm just gonna wait here for a bit and, like, work and drink my latte while I wait for my knee to stop hurting. Like, if I had my knee brace that I have at home, I would have put it on. But I mean, to be fair, I wore a knee brace more when I was in high school and in college than I did. Or than I do as an adult. Like, I haven't worn a knee brace in years, but when I was in high school and college, I wore a knee brace all the time. But to be fair, I was also very active at that age. Because I was doing, like, when I was that age, I was doing tap class, ballet class, jazz class, lyrical. And so I would wear, like, because I would do, like, this is done playing. what? No, wait, maybe this one. This music. Yeah, but when I was younger, you know, I would do, of the classes per week, I did a tap class. There was a certain point where I did two tap classes actually during the week, and then I would have lyrical class, ballet class, point class, and then during the week at school I also did 2 dance classes during the week at school. So I was doing dance, like a bunch of dance classes during the week, and at that point I was also doing theater and shows after school as well. So I would end up wearing a knee brace sometimes, because, you know, if you overuse it a lot, you're gonna end up wearing a brace, because you put a lot of pressure on them, you know? Especially from like tap, I would end up wearing a knee brace. But then, you know, I stopped doing dance as much, and so I stopped needing to wear a brace because I wasn't like overusing my knee. But now I'm just at a point in my life where I'll stand up the wrong way from a table and I'll make my knee go the wrong direction and then be in pain. So I guess, you know, you could do anything and it could and it could hurt. Good morning! Was the jazz class a class? It did feel like it. Your joints just age, I guess. I keep wanting to yawn. Stop. I hate yawning because then my eyes water. And I don't want them to water because then I have to rub them, and then it's like, and then my model freaks out and it's like, you know? But yeah, I'll be heading out for work in the morning. Good night. Have a fun stream. Thank you, Ari. Have a good day. But I'm like trying to get more back into being more physical than just like walking, because I still walk, you know, but was dance a hobby, or did you want to make it into a career? I mean, I got my degree in musical theater, so I did want to make it into a career. I didn't want to be my only part of my career, because dancing wasn't my favorite part of musical theater. My favorite part of musical theater was singing and acting. But it's kind of hard to get cast if the only thing you can do is sing and act, so you have to be at least like a good mover normally to get hired. Because sometimes they'll compromise like the main character being a big dancer if they can have the number be around the person, but most of the time you have to be at least a good mover, especially as a girl. Men, I think in musical theater, it's easier for them to get away with not being a superb mover, especially if you're not on Broadway and you're in a regional theater scene. But women are normally expected to be pretty proficient dancers for musical theater. So I took a bunch of dance classes because I wanted to be ready to enter the field that I was in. And it was crazy because I went to college and there were a lot of people who actually didn't do dance training, and I was like, okay, I guess I just spent a lot of money. But I mean, I wasn't the best person at dancing in my school. There were a lot of people who were just naturally really gifted, which really pissed me off, but I mean, that's life. And then there were people who were just like really, really naturally gifted and took classes at the same time, so they were very like polished. Because I took classes for a long time, but I've always had like what I would call is like a slight like more like I was never able to be like some of the people who are more languid, just like naturally languid with their movement, or like liquidy with their movements. Like I've always been a bit more like I call it like dorky. Like I feel like when I dance it's a little bit dorky comparably just naturally, because it's not like I haven't done it for a long time or trained to be good at movement, but like I wasn't ever a natural at it, in the same way that like I had friends who were dancers since childhood but like were also very natural in it, and they were the ones who were doing like fouette turns and tricks, and who were able to do like really intense like dance, like show-offy sort of moves, you know? Like I was never good at turns, so I had friends who could do like a bunch of fouette turns, and I would always be like, I can do a double if I'm lucky and it will look good, hopefully. Which, I mean, you know, my dance teachers always said that a choreographer would prefer that you could do a perfect double than do a sloppy like triple or quad. So I think like it is more important in general to just have a really good foundation than to be someone who can do amazing tricks, because there will always be someone you can hire to do tricks, and the person who does tricks is normally not the lead. So that was a piece of cope that my dance teachers always told me. Really sucks the enjoyment and development. I mean, that is just a part of like depending on whatever career that you choose to be in. It'll always happen, you know? And some fields it'll be more comparable than others. I mean, a part of why I haven't gone back to trying to audition for musical theater is because as I got older, and I'm not old obviously, but as I got older, I started to like fall out of love with the competitive nature of theater. Like, VTubing is still competitive, obviously. It's finding ways to create content in an algorithm that quite normally fights against you, and there are so many people in VTubing, it's hard to build a niche or an audience and XYZ, right? Like, that's still competitive, but... And people, you do compare VTubers to each other, you know, when it comes to the audience choosing who they watches, you know, it's a competition to see, like, who they want to watch per day and things like that. Like, yeah, VTubing is competitive and people compare VTubers to each other, but the way that I feel about VTubing and how it's competitive in nature is a lot different than how I feel about theater in its competitive nature. And it could be because I see theater as different in its judgments because, like, yeah... Like, VTubing isn't normally comparing people like as who they are as people. It's like the models and things like that. And like I think that really helps with having a layer of distance for like the sort of judgments for VTubing, you know? But, like, also, I just feel like a part of things that I didn't like about theater auditions and things like that was, like, how fleeting it all felt and how desperate it felt to be in a room like that. It, like, always made me feel really unnerved. And it felt like... I didn't like it at a certain age. I was like, I feel like I don't really want to deal with, like, this feeling anymore, you know? Like, because when you're in a room with, like, 12 other girls who are all kind of dressed plainly but nicely, because you have to wear, like, for auditions you wear like outfits that are like, you don't want to wear something that has a strong pattern or anything that is too discernibly gives off one really specific like vibe, but you also don't want to dress like the character you're auditioning for, but you also do want to dress enough in a way that can make the casting directors think of you in that role, which that's already really complicated. Like, if I'm auditioning for Oklahoma, I don't want to wear like plaid shirt with jeans or a jean skirt and cowboy boots, but also I want them to think that I could be a country girl. But also, you know, you have to think like, well, what character am I targeting? Do I want to be the main girl or do I want to be Ado Annie? So should I dress a little bit more tomboy or should I dress a little bit more feminine? And how much should I sort of lean into one of those characters? Because what if they want to consider me for both? So I have to think about that as well. Also, like, okay, like, then the makeup for that period isn't very strong, so I won't wear a lot of makeup, but like I want to make sure that the color of the makeup makes me look very natural, because that's the sort of vibe this show has. And like in my audition book for my audition, if I have to pick two contrasting songs and a monologue, should I do the monologue in a dialect that they will use in the show? Will they do a dialect for the show, or will they just speak normally for the show? Should I pick a monologue that is dramatic to showcase XYZ, but if I do a dramatic one, Ado Annie doesn't have a dramatic scene, so I'm blocking myself out at Ado Annie? Should I do like a comedic monologue instead, but like if I do a comedic monologue, that's gonna make it harder to pick a comedic song? And then like, you know, it's like you have to think of all those things, and then you're entering the room and you're sitting with all these other girls who are auditioning. Everyone is like, can hear the other person before them auditioning in the hallway. You're all sitting in a chair thinking to yourself, like, have to remember, like, what I'm gonna do for this audition. And then, like, you're sitting there, like, remembering your monologue. Sometimes people want to talk to you. You're trying to, like, be conversational, smile, be really charming, because, you know, you never know when you might work with those people again, and you want to make sure that you're building good connections, but also, like, you're really stressed out and thinking about your audition, and you're trying not to seem desperate because it's not good to sound desperate or seem desperate. And then, like, they call your name, you go into the room, you introduce yourself, you hope that you don't fumble, make sure that you seem really charming when you talk to the piano person, make sure that you don't talk to the piano person in a way that makes it seem like you're ever in any way standoffish, because the piano people matter a lot. You want to make sure that you seem like you're, like, easygoing, even if you're freaking out, right? And then they ask you to, like, slate. You want to make sure that your slate doesn't seem like you're inflecting in any general way that could make it seem like you aren't, like, confident in your slate. Like, you have to practice a lot the day beforehand to make sure that you can pronounce the names of all the people who wrote the things you're doing correctly, because it does seem bad if you can't pronounce them correctly. You're, like, trying to, like, start off well. They might have the things that you wanted for your audition, or they might not in the room. The room might not feel the way that you're used to, which can sometimes throw you off, especially if the room is colder or hotter than you thought it would be, depending on what outfit you're wearing. And then you're, like, there, you perform. Ideally, you perform it well. And sometimes, if you're immediately not what they want, they'll go, "Thank you for your time," before you're done. They'll stop you sometimes. Like, you'll be in the middle of singing and they could go, "That's enough, thank you," or "Thank you for your time. We've seen what we need to see." You'll never know when they might cut you off, or they might let you do the whole thing, or they'll let you do the whole thing and they'll go, "We liked that, but can you take this part of your audition and then perform it again, but with this other prompt?" Like, they'll be like, "Okay, so we liked that, but could you instead do it with a Jersey accent? We liked this, but instead could you do it with this, like, but, like, pretend that, like, you just gotten broken up with by, like, your fiance and he's joining the army or something, you know, like your can you do this song again, but instead of the normal notes that you sang at the end, could you maybe take a different choice? Could you do an acting choice? Could you do it hopping on one leg?" They could ask something strange, and it's not always because they want to see you as a character. Sometimes it's they want to see your adaptability. Sometimes it's that they want to see that you can take a note. Like, they'll just test you like that sometimes for funsies. And then, you know, you get to do whenever you're doing your thing, and then you go, "Oh, thank you so much," and then you leave. And, like, if it's a callback on the same day, you wait to hear, like, what they're gonna say, but if not, you just go home. If there's a dance call after, sometimes if they know for sure they don't want you, they'll just tell you to leave. Like, they'll have the person come out and tell you not to go for the dance call either. Hi Soda, welcome Raiders, how are you? Welcome. I hope you had a good stream. Sorry, I was just ranting to my chat about theater auditions. Oh my god, Soda! Let me give you a wrench. Here you go. How was your stream? What were you guys doing? I totally didn't make a mistake in redirects and have to go live again to try again. That is so funny. I believe in you. Redirects were hard to learn for me too because I'm bad at tech, but I believe in you. It will be okay. You will be able to figure it out. I know you will. It all makes sense. It's that way it is. It does. Theater sucks ass. Was learning songs. I need to figure it out by tomorrow. I understand. I have to set up my scenes in OBS for tomorrow. If you guys don't know, Soda and I are in the My Bloody Valentine relay, karaoke relay that is hosted by Axia, which is a group of Perry, Lemmy, Yui, and I. It is a very exciting sort of take on a Valentine's karaoke relay. Soda will be in it tomorrow, as well as a bunch of beautiful women, and you can see this all on Twitter, as well as a playlist. If you go to my waiting room, there is a link to the full relay playlist. But please make sure to support Soda tomorrow because it is Soda's first karaoke relay! So make sure that you support Soda because it is her first time doing it, and she's an amazing singer. If you haven't ever seen her before, please check out her channel. She has amazing covers on it, and some of her cover work has been featured on things like Lag Radio. And if you remember my interview on Lag Radio is an amazing radio station that supports VTubers and showcases VTuber covers and original songs on the daily. So please make sure to support both Lag Radio and Soda and the relay tomorrow. Got any doodle advice for us lonely single folk for this Valentine's Day? Well, if you don't want to be alone on Valentine's Day, on Valentine's Day there is a karaoke relay that Yui and I are in called Not Alone on Valentine's Day. That you can also check out on Valentine's Day, because the whole purpose of that relay is so that you don't have to be alone on Valentine's Day. But it is a love song relay, very cute. It's hosted by Vampirate Odessa. But definitely check that as well. But I mean, I think Valentine's Day is kind of stupid. It's why I've never really gotten Valentine's Day art. And I just mostly just take I take place in like relays and stuff on Valentine's Day and like the days leading up to around it. I've just never been like huge on Valentine's as a celebrational holiday, because I just like forget it. I always forget it's coming up every single year, and it's like it just feels kind of like it like really singles out people who aren't in relationships, and then also puts out a lot of pressure on people who are in relationships to, like, I don't know, do something special, I guess. Like, even if you watch like Rhett and Link like rank holidays, like they don't rank like Valentine's Day super high either. Like, I wouldn't put it as one of the top holidays to celebrate. Like, I do like it more than St. Patrick's Day, but that's just because I hate how bad traffic is on St. Patrick's Day. Because on St. Patrick's Day, like, everyone's out drinking and bar crawling, and so the traffic like sucks ass. So I wouldn't say that I like Valentine's Day less than St. Patrick's Day, but like I wouldn't rate it very high. You know? Like, you don't even get the day off. I mean, I guess this year it's on a weekend, but you don't even get Valentine's Day off. You know, it's not a holiday. Like, you still have to go to work. Like, I mean, like, at least on Memorial Day, you get the day off from work a lot. So, like, you know? Like, at the very least, I would put any holiday that you get the day off from work above Valentine's Day. You know? Because at least then you don't have to go to work. Now, if Valentine's Day, I didn't have to go to work, actually, then I would rank it higher. You know? That's just how I see it. The best holidays are ones that include eating good food and having the day off of work. And if your holiday doesn't include that, then it really ain't that great of a holiday, unless it's Halloween. That's sick. Unless it's Halloween. Halloween's always been sick. Because dressing up as cool characters and going house to house to have candy or give candy to children is amazing. And I think that's awesome. Like, you know, as a kid, you don't really think, like, you might think, like, oh, it must be boring to, like, hand out candy to kids on Halloween. No, it's awesome! Bro, I love passing out candy on Halloween when I'm at home. Like, the way that, like, you had, like, the cutest little kids and, like, the most fun costumes come up, and then you get to be like, trick or treat, like, go trick or treat, and you're like, okay, so what do you want? And then you can hand them different candies, and they're, like, so excited when they get what they want. And then there's always those cute little kids that come up with their parents, and they're, like, too shy, and the mom's like, oh, you know, they like, what candy do you want? And then they, like, whisper to the kid tells them what they want, and it's very cute and adorable and makes your heart feel warm. It's the only reason why, even though Halloween is not a day off, I would rank Halloween super high on, like, a tier list for that, you know? I just think it's a good holiday. Oh, also, I realized, guys, is there a reason that... So is the Super Bowl not normally... Is the Super Bowl not normally on Thanksgiving? Am I stupid? I was realizing that. Where, like, the Super Bowl was recent, but, like... I don't know why I have this vivid memory of the Super Bowl being paired with Thanksgiving. Like... Am I, like... Is there not a big sport event that happens during Thanksgiving that I'm, like... confusing with the Super Bowl? Is there a big sports event that happens on Thanksgiving that I'm misaligning this with? I'm just so confused, by the way. There is a football game on Thanksgiving. What football game is that? I used to dress up as one of the lawn ornaments in our yard to jump scare kids. That is so funny. It's just regular football. Oh. Oh. So like when I would because when I was growing up, like, and my family would come over for Thanksgiving, I just always remember there being like a football game on the television and everyone getting like really excited about football. And in my head, I think I just thought that meant it was the Super Bowl. I think in my head I'd be like, why else are you excited for this football game? It must be the Super Bowl. Like, I don't know why, but when I found out that the Super Bowl was this last week, I was like, wait, it's not Thanksgiving. Why is there a Super Bowl right now? Thanksgiving is when the Super Bowl is. That's crazy. I didn't know it was just like a random football game that my family was just watching. Though, to be fair, I guess my family does like sports. I just never got into sports. I was forced to be in sports a little bit as a kid, and I didn't like it one bit. I liked swimming, but I didn't really consider it a sport. It was just kind of like fun, you know? Ah, God, I wish my tracking wasn't glitching out so much today. But that's life, I guess. I do think, like, so the hypest sport and I can think about, and I know you'll be like, you know, because some people don't consider this a sport, but I think it's a sport because it's an Olympic sport. And the Olympics are happening right now, right? The winter ones. So, like, I think that ice skating is the most exciting sport. And I was watching some of the ice skating recently for the Olympics, and I was watching this guy who does like he was known as like the quad master or something. It was happening on TV when I was calling my mom. It was so funny because I was calling my mom. We were doing a FaceTime, and she was like, "Oh, ice skating's on. Do you want to see?" And so she puts the iPhone on a phone stand, and then just sits it on her like TV tray when she's eating, like she was eating on, facing the television. And so I watched Olympic ice skating through an iPhone pointed at the TV at my house. Because it was so funny. I was like, this is really lame. Like, because I think my mom didn't realize I could just watch the videos later. She was like, oh, you'll miss it otherwise. And she was like, I know you like this. You'll miss it. And so she points the phone at it and just has it there while she's eating dinner and we're talking. And I'm just watching like a slightly like blurry vertical screening of the TV of ice skating. But I watched this guy and my mom was like, oh yeah, him. He's like known as the triple quad. He can, or whatever, he like does a bunch of like he's known for doing really good quads. And I was like, oh great. And it was so funny because as she was hyping him up to me, he like fell out of a turn and had to catch himself on the ice. And he obviously like he made up for it. He did like a bunch of extra jumps that he hadn't originally said that he was going to do in his program, and he ended up, because of that, scoring way higher than the guy who was the top scorer before him. So like, yeah, it didn't matter that he fell because he freaking clutched at the end and then like scored higher than everyone anyway. I guess because he's some sort of boss queen or something. But like, it was so funny because like it was like the hyping up of her to me was like what made him fall. And it was so funny because she was like, why'd you make him fall like that? And I was like, what? He fell, and my mom was like, why'd you do that to him? It's because you were looking at him. And I was like, huh? She was like joking, we're in a different time zone. This already happened. And I was like, well, yeah. It's like you guys were in the same room together. It was kind of like we were in the same room together, but except if my view of it was like extremely distorted and poor quality video. It was like watching like a movie rip of a movie from in a theater, you know? But it was fun. I want to rewatch some of the Olympic ice skating from this year because it looks like it's really good, you know? Ooh. But what is it called? I was really enjoying seeing the Winter Olympics. No hate to the Summer Olympics, but I often find that I think a lot of the winter sports are way cooler. Like, ice skating is amazing. And I think the sledding and the snowboarding and the one where they go on the thing, it's on a track, like a ice slide. Bobsledding, is that what it's called? Bobsledding? It's the one where they like go super fast on a track with like a thing, and it's cold, and they're wearing a helmet, and it looks really dangerous. I heard it was actually very dangerous. And they like go through a chute and they try to go really fast. Luge! The luge! The luge is so crazy. It looks so dangerous. It looks so dangerous every time I see it, but it's so entertaining to watch. But I mean, like, I feel like all of the ice sports, like the Winter Olympics, they just, like, in general, always feel to me that they look, like, at least from the outside perspective, they look so much more dangerous as sports than the Summer Olympics. Is that, like, weird to say? Like, they genuinely look to me, when I see them, like, so much more dangerous to do. Like, when they do, like, flips in, like, the ski thing, I'm like, that is freaking crazy. Like, do you see when the skiing people, like, do those flips? And, like, the snowboarders do those turns? I'm like, that's insane. Yeah, Summer Olympics run fast. Winter Olympics jump 100 feet in the air and do 7 flips on skis down a mountain. I know, and I guess I'm just a really fearful person. I think maybe I'm just an extremely fearful person, but like, I just think like that when I see people do ice sports, sometimes I'm like, that's really terrifying. I don't know how you convince yourself to do that sport. Biathlon of skiing and shooting, that's crazy. That sounds like a freaking thing that would be like a skill in like a FPS shooter. That sounds like a crazy character that would be like brought up as a character or concept in an FPS shooter. You guys want to see how I'm sitting right now? I remember I wanted to show you this. This is one of the things I wanted to show you, is this picture of this cat that I saw. This picture of this cat that I saw today, where I was like, that's literally me sometimes when I'm streaming and I'm just Zatsuing and I'm not playing a game. Is this picture of this cat I saw on my Twitter feed. Look at this cat. This cat is literally me right now. It's how I'm sitting. Like, I'm like in my, well, I'm not like completely flat like he is. He's like really flat, but like, that's me like with my legs up, because I like have like I have a hammock under my table so that my legs can be lifted when I stream. So I'm like my legs are in my hammock and I'm leaning back in my chair and my arms are up and I'm just like tracking. Maybe that's why I like Zatsus. Because I can sit comfortably in my chair without having to like think about holding a controller and like playing a game. I can just like sit really comfortably and talk. Because when I play a game, you know, like I have to like sit up, I have to have my controller, I have to like look at the screen really intensely, you know? I can't just like sit in my chair with my legs up and be comfortable. Zatsu Ergonomics. Actual true though, that's why I have this setup, because I originally didn't have like a leg hammock. Bro, this leg hammock was one of the best investments I've ever made in my whole life. Actually, like if you don't have a leg hammock, are you even like sitting comfortably in your chair? I love having my legs lifted. Like, I used to be really upset because like, you know, all the best like sort of ergonomic chairs, none of them have like a leg rest. Which is like, yeah, you know, obviously because the best way to like sit ergonomically is both feet on the floor. But like, I hate doing that. I like my legs to be elevated. And so I was like trying to figure out like maybe if you buy like a block, but then that like takes up space. Maybe if you like buy, like you specifically buy a chair that has the leg rest, but like those ergonomic chairs are like way more expensive. And I got my ergonomic chair off of Craigslist, so. But I found out that they have these. You should buy one. They're really cheap. I think I paid $7 for mine. But they have like these leg hammocks that you can buy off the internet. I bought mine off of Amazon, but it's just like these little claw hooks that grip onto each side of the table that you use, and then in the middle it hangs like a little hammock that you can just rest your legs on, and it swings so you can swing your legs back and forth. I do that sometimes. Or like, and you can just like lay your legs on it, and it's very comfortable, and you can like change the height really easily because you're tying a knot to tie the hammock, so you can actually just change the height whenever you want to be like whatever is more comfortable. Some people in the pictures, they have the hammock really low, so it's more like a lower leg rest where they're just like swinging their legs, but like I like mine to be high so it feels like I'm like really laying my legs out straight in front of me. But it like has made sitting for hours so much more comfortable, and it's really relaxing. So I recommend it because it's not very expensive. Like if it was expensive, I'd be like, I mean, I don't know if it's worth it for everyone, but it was really cheap, which is why I always like hype it up, because it's like I think I'd be less comfortable streaming for so long if my like legs weren't elevated, as if I stream for very long. Sometimes I do. Depends on the mood and what I'm doing and what day it is and if I've slept enough. Sometimes I'll do a karaoke for like almost 7 hours. Sometimes I'll stream for an hour and a half. It really depends. Sometimes I'll play Look Outside for 20,000 hours. Who knows? It's all dependent on the mood I'm feeling any other particular day, or how sleepy I am. Because, you know, I feel like there are some streamers who are like really like consistently, like they'll like always stream 7 hours. I feel like Pico does that. Pico always like streams like really long. I feel like Pico streams are like a marathon of stream. It's like super long. And then like Serena and I think stream more on the shorter side. We both tend to stream more around 3 hours to like 2 to 3 hours, 2:30 to 3 hours, 2:30 like as if it's a time. Like I feel like Serena and I tend to stream about 2 hours and 30 minutes to 3 hours. Sometimes 3 hours 30 minutes. It's like an average. And like once in a while we'll do like a really long stream. But I think it's because I get tired easily. I get tired easily by doing anything. Like, just commuting home on a bus, I'm like, oh my god, I could sleep for 12 hours now. You know? Like, I could literally go to sleep for 3 hours. Like, I do anything, and I'm like, I could take a nap. I could take a nap really well right now. Like, can you imagine the way that I could take a nap right now? I do anything. I walk outside. I get the mail. I come back. I'm like, I should take a nap. I don't have time to do that, but I think about it constantly. Sometimes I just eat a snack and I'm like, I should take a nap. But I don't know why. I feel like I'm one of those people where like I could eat literally like a cracker, like one singular cracker, and then I'm like, wow, I'm really sleepy now. Like my body gets really tired from breaking down foods, and I don't really know why. Like, I feel like I get the same amount of tired from having, like, a singular slice of bread with an egg on it as I would eating, like, an entire thing of hot pot. Like, the sleepy I get makes me, like, just as tired from either of those experiences. You know what I mean? Yeah, lunch is really dangerous. Because sometimes at work, I'm like, if I don't eat, I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna get a headache and I'm gonna feel like passing out. So then I get food, but then like the food makes me so sleepy and it's so hard not to fall asleep. And then like it takes like an hour and a half, and then you know finally the food hits you the right way and you're like, I'm awake now. But like for like an hour and a half you're like, oh my god. You're like, I could just fall asleep at my desk while the body is like processing the foods. But you know, I guess that's life. I am an Epimaxer, but actually I'm really not because I don't sleep that much. But I wish I was like a full Epimaxer. I'm like a spiritual Epimaxer. You know? I'm spiritually like that. You need to sleep more. I could. feel like all of the people who watch me don't sleep enough either. I feel like everyone doesn't sleep enough. Well, actually, that's not true. I feel like Rena sleeps a good amount, but that's literally like her whole thing. I was like, of the VTubers I know, I feel like Rena sleeps the right amount, but also Rena's whole theme is sleeping. So that would make sense, you know? It would make sense that Rena would sleep a normal amount because of who she is as a person. I had a mid-afternoon client last week and I was battling not to snooze off. Oh, I know, right? I was at a meeting last week. It was crazy. Because I was in like a really important conversation with people for my IRL job, and I was literally like there like with my eyes like straining to keep my eyes open so I looked awake. I was like sitting like this, kind of like felt like to me, like trying to make sure that I looked like I was listening and awake and cared. I did care, but I was so sleepy. I was like I was like breathing a little bit hard. I like turned off my mic for the like Zoom call. I was like, do not let them know that you're battling falling asleep right now. And then like sometimes people would talk, I'd start to be like like it literally felt like that. Like that was like what I feel like my expression was during that meeting. I was like I don't know. Yeah, the only VTuber that actually sleeps is a sleep-themed one. I mean, you know, it's just, the name's there for a reason. I only slept 3 hours last night, so I had to take one of my patented 4 hours naps when I got home from work. Hey, you know, why not? Keep enthusiast. I've been sleepy enough where I've been so tired recently, which is crazy why I stayed up late all night, because I was trying to fix my sleep schedule and then I really didn't. Because there was a couple of days. There was a couple of days last week and like earlier this week where I've been like, I would go to bed. I would try to go to. Here's the problem, right? Here's the problem I created for myself, where I would go to bed early, but because I went to bed early, I'd wake up early, and I wouldn't be able to fall asleep. Because I would like, you know, because if I go to bed at 10, let's say I go to bed at 10, I wake up at 3 after 5 hours of sleep, and then I'm like, I need to go back to bed. Can't fall back in bed. Now I'm up from 3. What do I do now? It's like, aw, shit. But like, you know, and then like I started doing this thing sometimes where like, this happens when I get really tired. I take a nap at 10. Bad decision. I'll take a nap. 2-hour nap. Wake up. It's 12 a.m. Try to do something for like an hour, see if I can get ready to go back to bed again. Can't fall back in bed again. I wake up, I stay awake until 7 a.m. Now it's like, there's no time to sleep. What do I do now? It's because I took a nap. You know, or like, or you take a 4-hour nap during the day, and then you're like, okay, time to go to bed, but you're not tired anymore. But then there are sometimes that you take a nap and you go to bed at night, and it's all fine. You need to embrace siesta. Bro, you know, you don't know what I'd give to make it a normal thing in workplaces where they provide, like, sleeping mats for people. Like, the fact that I can't, like, enter a sleep chamber for my lunch break instead of having lunch, instead I take a nap. I think that's a crime. Like, I think there should genuinely be, like, sleep pod rooms in every workplace where you could, like, book it out for, like, your lunch break and then you take a nap. I know they do that in like Japan, right? They have like the little sleep pods that you can book. Bro, I would be using those sleep pods so much if I lived in a country that had those. Cause like honestly, I don't need lunch. I need an hour-long nap. I need a 30-minute, 45-minute nap between the middle of the day and the end of the workday. I don't need food. I need a sleep. Like, actually true, if I could give me a full bed in my office, I'd never leave that job. I know that, I do wonder sometimes why they don't have that for, like, jobs where they want to do that. Like, I was telling, well, my boss kind of did this because he, like, brought a sleeping bag and a pillow and a blanket to work, and then he would do that sometimes. And he would just not tell the people, because obviously you wouldn't tell anyone. But he has, like, a door to his office, so he was allowed to do that. He would, like, lock the door. But like, if I was like in a high enough position where I had my own office and a lockable door and like no people could not see inside the office, genuinely I might just bring like a Japanese futon to work because I have one, and then like put like every lunch break it's just like the Japanese futon, a pillow, a blanket. I'm like cozy as hell on the floor of my office. I'm like taking a nap for my break. Oh, that'd be so good. I just feel like if I had my little power nap, then I'd be so much readier for the rest of the day, you know? Or like, if like, can you imagine the perfect office is like a bed and your desk, and like, oh, and then I could do what I want to do. So one of my favorite things to do when I work remotely, like one of the reasons I really like working remotely, is I really prefer to like lie on my tummy, like, you know, like when you lie on your stomach with like a pillow underneath your arms and you're typing on your laptop. Like, that's my ideal way to work. I prefer to do that, and then like I do intervals of that and then sitting to type. But I often have like a really strong want to lie on my stomach and type like that because I just think it's more fun. And it makes me feel more locked in sometimes. But you know, you can't do that when you're in an office, right? Can you imagine like your coworker walks past your cubicle, you are on the floor typing with a pillow underneath your arms? Your coworker's like, what the fuck? You're like, I'm just, you know, I just needed to change position. I wasn't comfortable sitting in the chair anymore. Can you imagine the look you would get for doing that? But like, it's so comfortable, and I think about it all the time. When I'm at work, I'm always like, I wish I was lying on the floor typing right now. I don't want to be in this stupid ass chair anymore. I want to be on the floor typing. Like, I can't believe that you won't just let me type the way that makes me feel more comfortable. I'm doing this work, please. There are a lot of things that I want to do at work that you can't do because you want to be professional. But I'm like, ugh, but it'd be so much more comfortable at work if I could just do this thing. Like lying on my stomach and typing, or if I could take my shoes off and walk around barefoot in the office. I don't want to wear shoes at work. I want to be barefoot. But like, if you take off your shoes, everyone, you know, it's like you have to wear like, at least you have to wear like what do you call them? House slippers at work at the very minimum. But like, why can't I take my socks off? Why can't I be barefoot? It's like, I get that like you might think that it's not professional, but like I just want to be comfortable. Is it so much to ask? Why are we all expected to dress at work in a way that's not even comfortable to wear? You know? Like, I just think it's stupid that like, you know, for big building stuff, they're like, oh, corporate means wearing a suit, or like wearing really fancy pants, or like wearing a long skirt and a blouse tucked in, and you know, make sure that your hair and your makeup and your outfit look very comfortable and look very professional. Nobody wants to dress like that or spend the money to wear that type of clothing. I think if everyone could dress wearing like sweats and a hoodie to work, they would. Like, and you know what? I wouldn't judge them. Like, if we lived in a world where you could just wear comfy clothes to work or whatever you want to wear, I wouldn't judge someone. If my boss came in like that, I'd be like, that's sick. Can I do that next meeting too? And he would be like, yeah. And then I would be like that every meeting. And then it'd be like, so comfortable. Everyone would be so cozy. And I think everyone's personalities would feel better. Everyone would be more comfortable to be chill and like, even in stressful times, you know, at least you're in your comfortable clothes. Work socks and Crocs. So true. Like, that's one of those things that I've never liked about the corporate work environment. It's just the way that they expect you to dress and handle yourself when you could just be like super chill with it, but they don't let you be super chill with it, and so you're in uncomfy clothes all day. Especially like work shoes. Oh my god. I feel like work shoes are so uncomfortable. Like, sometimes I wear like these really uncomfortable fucking looking Oxford shoes, and like, yeah, they look really professional. I get complimented on them when I wear them, but I'm always like, these are so fucking uncomfortable. And like, I feel like every time I wear them, I get like a blister. But like, every time I wear them, everyone's like, oh. They always tell me it like makes me look like that. What is the comfiest clothes that I have? Oh, I have this really nice sweater. Like a big sweater. that I wear often. It's just an oversized sweater. But I love wearing that with like shorts. You know, I think because I just don't like long pants. I like shorts and I like skirts. I think like long pants are so uncomfortable. I don't know why anyone wears them. Unless it's cold, then I get it. But like, I think shorts are ultimately one of the most comfortable things anyone could ever wear. I think legs were not meant to be concealed by clothes, quite honestly. I feel like legs are meant to be free. But that's just because I don't like the feeling of something like touching, like, I don't like feeling clothes touch your legs, you know? I don't like the way it feels when like your legs get covered in a cloth. It's not good texture feeling. What about the humble Bermuda shorts. Bermuda shorts. Bermuda shorts are cool depending on how you like what type of style they are. I think some of the styles look a little bit not great, but I think like the more the flared leg looks, like I feel like flare legs Bermuda, like I feel like that's more of like the fashionable way to wear Bermuda shorts, you know? Like a flare leg, I think that looks way better. Like here, let me find it for you. And there's examples, let me find one. Let me find a good one. I saw one and then I clicked on it and it wasn't the same picture, which I really hate when that happens. Where is the Bermuda short I was looking at? No, I don't want to go to the shop Google page. I want to go to the actual images, please. Thank you. Like, I feel like this type of Bermuda short looks really good. Here, I'll show you this image. This is from the theirformationnow.com. Theirformationnow. This is cool. Like, you see how it like is draped-y? Almost looks like it could be a skirt. Very pretty. Nice Bermuda shorts. Or like, ooh, this one's really cute too. Like a flare short. This one's more of like short shorts, but it's really cute. Look at this one. Look how cute those ones are. I would wear that. That's sick. It's the tism for me. I do get told that by a lot of people about certain things I say. What was it that I was telling Pee last night? And she was like, "You're so autistic," and it was so funny. I was telling her about telling her and Kijo about a preference I have. Was it about food? No. Oh, it was about shoes. I was explaining my shoe theory to them, and they were like, "Okay, Toka." No, I was explaining my music theory, actually. I was explaining music. And then Penny was making fun of me. I was explaining to Penny about how when I take off on a plane, so like when I take off on a plane, I have songs that I've curated to listen to at takeoff, like while we're prepping for takeoff, when the plane is moving around on the field before takeoff, and then when it's taking off into the air, because I want it to hit like a certain point in a song while it's taking off into the sky, and then when it's actually fully calibrated in the sky. And I want it to fit like the mood of the flight. Have a good night, Daniel! And I want it to fit the mood of the flight, and I want it to fit like the way that I'm feeling. And also there's songs I have to listen to on the way to the airport that I feel like fit the vibe of being to the airport. And I have a song I listen to that I'm always listening to when I'm at the airport, because I feel like it fits the vibes of being in an airport. And I like want to make sure that like when I'm like landing, that like I'm listening to a song that I know the beat will hit like right as the plane touches down. And I feel like it's a really integral part of my journey when I'm flying on an airplane. You know? Shoe theory, yeah, like I just think that shoes are bad. And the problem with shoes is like I I don't like how it feels like I'm wearing shoes. And so a problem I really have with shoes is that on each foot, like especially if it's a lace-up shoe, it's why I prefer ones where you don't have to tie your shoes, because on shoes where you have to tie them, I really pay attention to the fact that you can feel the pressure of them on each foot. So you want to make sure you're wearing shoes where it's easy to change how tight the laces are without having to retie, because like it really is like annoying and obtrusive when you're wearing shoes, but you can feel that one shoe is a little bit tighter on one foot than the other foot. And it sucks because everyone has different sized feet on each side. People don't normally have feet that are exact same size on each side. So you can't just tie them the same way on each side. They have to be specific so that you don't have too much pressure on one foot versus the other. You know? I just got a new pair of shoes and spent like over an hour adjusting the laces over the first couple of days. I know, right? It's so annoying. That's why I don't like shoes. Shoes are like not worth it. They suck ass. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to get by, huh? But I do like I do like like I prefer to wear Chelsea boots, but I do like boots that are like laced up, because I do like that way it looks. I don't like the feeling of it, but I like how it looks, you know? I only get shoes that are nearly perfect from the get-go, but I only shoe shop like every 5 years. That's crazy. Do your shoes not wear down? Because I have to get new shoes almost every year because I wear my shoes down by wearing the same pair every single day, and then they get worn out and the bottom becomes almost flat, and then I almost slip on a lot of things, and my mom always gets angry at me, and she makes me get a new pair, and then she makes me throw away the other pair so she can make sure I'm not wearing them anymore. Because once she got me new shoes, and then I said I would wear them, but then I didn't wear them, and then she got really upset and made me throw them away. She was like, why did we buy the new ones? And I was like, because you wanted me to get them. And she was like, well, your shoes are destroyed. Throw them out. The Nikes I get seem to hold up for years with good insoles. Really? I used to wear Nikes, but they also wore down the same amount that I would wear my shoes. So now I wear like a bunch of, well, I wear different brands, but Nikes never held up for me any better than others. Though I will say, I think there was a brand of shoes I got from like a Trader... It wasn't Trader Joe's. What was this store? When I was a kid, I went to this one store when I went on a trip to the East Coast. I got new shoes there for hiking, and they lasted for like years, 3 years. But also I was a kid. I just hate breaking in shoes, so I get the light tennis shoes. Oh yeah. I mean, I like sneakers a lot, but I just hate wearing shoes in general. So I don't like leaving the house either. And if I do, I like going to my friend's house because that means I can go to the house and then take off my shoes. They'll protect the little weird floor hands we call feet from elements, so I'm happy. Then again, I mostly use like trekking shoes because comfy and durable. That is true. I wear like, but I have a pair of boots, which those last for a long time because I don't wear them a lot because you have to lace them up and they're not as comfortable as sneakers. So I try to wear sneakers, but I still don't really understand the difference between sneakers and tennis shoes. Like, I don't really understand like what the difference is. I would call both of those things the same thing. But there's like apparently a difference in theory, you know, which I've never experienced what that could be. There's what they are. Like, what is it even supposed to be? Let me look it up. What is the difference between a sneaker and a tennis shoe? Sneaker versus tennis shoe. Sneakers are a versatile, casual shoe designed for everyday comfort, while tennis shoes are specialized athletic footwear engineers with lateral support, durable outsoles, and reinforced toes for high-intensity court movement. Sneakers focus on style and lightweight all-day wear, whereas tennis shoes provide stability to prevent ankle rolls during quick side-to-side movements. Huh. Let's see. I've never even thought about that. Oh. I don't really feel like I really understand that still. The way they explained it, I still don't really know if I fully understand the difference. And the picture that they showed on the internet looks the same to me. I don't... It doesn't really... Like, look at this picture. They're like, this is a very easy way to tell the difference between a sneaker and a tennis shoe. What do you mean? They look the fucking same to me! They're just different brands! How am I supposed to tell which one of these is which from this fucking picture? I don't fucking know! They look the same! Like, what do you mean? One of these is a sneaker, one of these is a tennis shoe. They're the same fucking picture! That's the same shoe. So right, Cora. Cora, hi! I love you. You're so amazing. They're pretty much the same. I know, right? I guess the tennis shoe might have more mesh, but to me, it just looks the same. Like, I don't know how you could tell me that this is a truly different item, you know? But I guess, like, you know, they'll be like, this is a different type of apple, and it's also still an apple. No, I love you. Stop your makeup right now. So true. I like the mesh shoes that are already fully flexible. Pretty certain the difference between tennis shoes and sneakers is like the difference between soda and pop. I guess that's true. Or Valorum, I think you're pretty. I like your speaking voice. It's just like a regional dialect sort of thing. Whoa, save it for Valentine's Day. What? No. That's crazy. How dare you ask me that? I could give you a 1-second ban for that. Watch this. I'm just joking. Can you imagine? I put you in timeout for 10 seconds because you say that. You get timeout for 10 seconds. Warida! Howdy, Crybabies and Toka. I hope y'all are doing well today. I just wanted to stop by before I go to bed. Hope you have a good stream and the rest of y'all's night. Wait, 350. Please take care. I hope you have a good hopeful. I hope you have a good rest. You dare silence Yuri in the month of love? What the flip? Toka kills Conclaver live on stream for calling her out. That's crazy. I love Yuri. Thank God. You better. Can you imagine if you watched me and you actively disliked Yuri? I don't know how you'd get by. I think I mentioned it like almost every stream. Can you imagine? That'd be like the strangest thing ever. You're like, actually? Actually, Yuri sucks ass. And if you like watching Yuri, there's something wrong with you. And I'd be like... That someone says that, and that's when I actually pull out the mod tools, and then I'm like, what is this? Then I put them out for like a whole 24 hours, or like I ban them from watching my channel. Actually, Toka Yuri is like the worst form of content because it's just slop, and then I immediately ban them from my channel. I'd be like, you don't deserve to watch me at this point. If you're gonna hate Yuri, you don't deserve to watch me. That's a permaban, I know, right? I would permaban someone for disliking Yuri, I would. Then you shouldn't be watching me. That'd be like saying like... That'd be like being like, I hate chocolate, and then eating chocolate every day. Can you imagine? Like that's literally what that statement would mean if you were in my chat. It'd be like, I hate eating chocolate. Eats chocolate every day. It's the only like sweet they ever eat is chocolate. They're like, ooh, chocolate. Disgusting. Nom 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 nom. Ugh, chocolate patooey. Nom 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 nom. You know? And I'd be like, that's special of you. Do you need help? Whoa, why did I fly down? Do you see how much I fell down? I was like, whoa, whoa. I've seen a lot of people like that though. Really? How? I guess I just don't work like that in my brain. My brain doesn't work like that. I couldn't do that. Wait, this song's kind of a bop. Sorry, I'm normal. I hate this as they willingly do that. That is kind of true though. Like, well, I mean, there are some things like that that are unavoidable that you kind of have to do. Like, I really don't like brushing my teeth, but I brush my teeth. Like, but I really genuinely hate the feeling of a toothbrush. Ugh. Just thinking about it made my body shiver. Like, I don't like the way that it feels. Like, I don't like how tooth. Ooh, I felt my body shiver again. I like genuinely like hate the way toothbrushes feel on your teeth. Ooh, it like really like jeeves me out. I don't like it, but like you have to brush your teeth, obviously. So I do it, but it's like the thought of it alone every time I'm like, oh God, I hate it. But that's a necessity, you know, versus like the content you consume. Like, do you guys not get that when you think about something that you don't like, your body doesn't shiver? Like you don't like have a visceral reaction? Like at all? Do you guys not get that? Are you for real? Yeah, I was like, I feel like that's normal. Like, oh, I was having like I was thinking about it recently, like there was a sound effect that I was thinking about and I've heard it in my head and then I felt like the feeling of like how bad it feels when I hear that sound in my whole body and I was like, oh, icky, icky. But I've been told that I have like a pretty strong like reflex of things like that. Like when I think of the taste of sour, like I am right now, like my mouth reacts as if I'm eating something sour. Like my mouth feels tighter and it feels like I feel like that sourness in my mouth. Like just from thinking about the taste of sour, I feel like I'm eating something sour. And I think I just am able to like recall like the physical feeling of stuff like that. Oh my God, styrofoam. Ooh, that's so disgusting. You know what? When that really bothered me was I was in a class and we were doing a lesson on recycling and reusing non-compostable and recyclable items, so things like styrofoam. And so we were tasked to make different objects using styrofoam to like repurpose styrofoam as a thing, right? Which is kind of hard to ask kids to do, but it was more like theoretical, it wasn't like practical. And so I made like a styrofoam speaker and I made a styrofoam box. But like a part of that was like me having to cut styrofoam in order to make it into the shapes that I needed. The way that styrofoam sounds when you cut it with the scissors is so bad. I hated it. The like squeaking sound, like the as you like cut it with like with like scissors was really bad. Hi, welcome, Network Gamer, welcome. But it worked because I got a good grade in that class, especially for the speaker. My teacher thought that was really smart because I made it out of styrofoam, glue, and popsicle sticks. Scraping ceramics with a fork. Oh yeah. oh, happy birthday. But it was one of those things where I was like, I don't know why I have to do this. But I mean, we got a pretty good one because there was a year before me that had to do everything with trash bags. And they were all like used trash bags that were like washed. I mean, we were using all styrofoam that was like recycled and washed as well. There wasn't like fresh stuff. But that was the point, right? It was that like you were learning how to recycle things. But there are a lot of sounds that I think are bad sounds. Like, I don't like how it sounds when I have like a metal straw in a stainless steel. Holy crap. I was really out here about to like, I was like trying to say, and I was like, iron? I was really about here to be like, you know, those iron wine glasses. I was like, what is it called? It's not iron. It's stainless steel. The way I don't like the sound of like the metal straws that I have when they're inside my stainless steel cups, but also I drink with the straws. So I always end up hearing it, but I don't like the sound. I feel like it's unnecessarily loud and jarring. There is some iron and steel, so it's like, sure. Yeah, I guess so. My brain's working at like such a slow pace. I feel like I'm like running on like my CPU usage is like high. Like, I think it's because I'm sleepy. You think it's because I'm sleepy? It's probably because I'm sleepy. That's just life though, I guess. I could sleep for like 12 hours, I think. Can you imagine? Oh my god, when is my relay tomorrow? I already forgot. I already forgot my own schedule. I don't even know what I'm doing. When is this thing again? 4:30? Oh, sick. That means I don't have to wake up early. Yes! 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 It's because my other relays, the other two relays I'm in this weekend, I didn't realize I was signing up for 2:30 PST on those because I'll be so honest with you, I genuinely, when I was reading those schedules, when I was scheduling with people, I didn't realize that people were trying to schedule things in EST. So I signed up for what I thought was 5:30 for both of those, but actually because those people were scheduling in EST and not PST, those are actually 2:30 slots. And so I have 2:30 slots for both of my weekend karaoke relays, but that's because I literally am stupid and I didn't read that it was EST. And so it was so funny when I got like the notification on those Discord channels that was like, here's the finalized schedule, and I like saw that it was 2:30 and I was like, shit. I could still do it. Like, I just don't like waking up early. But like, at least this one tomorrow is at 4:30 because they're like, that's sick, you know, because then you're like, yeah, babe. I just prefer when things are at like 5:30. 5:30 is like a good number for me. It's 5 and 3. I like that. Or like, I like when I stream at like 7 normally. That's pretty sick. But I also like when I stream at 2:30, it's because I assume that I'm gonna play. Like, when I stream at a 2:30 time period, it's normally because I assume that the stream will go on until more around 7. Like, I normally try to plan my 2:30 streams to be streams that will be longer, because, you know, then it's like you have the time to get to the night and then you can have dinner after. But then, like, if you're doing one like that I do for like ones like today where it's like at 7, then you're assuming it'll be a shorter stream and everyone's winding down for the night and it's like a chiller topic normally, except for when I did it with the Look Outside, but that was more out of desperation because I really needed to play the game, but I had work. So, you know, it's one of those things. That's how I think about it anyway when I make schedules. Did you know I have a schedule that I made and I just never posted it, and I just have it like on my laptop? Did you know these last 2 weeks where I haven't posted a schedule, I actively made schedules and I just never posted them? Like, I edited them in Figma and I exported them to my laptop, and then I never posted them. Isn't that crazy? Like, it's not like they don't exist. Like, I actively spend the time to make the schedule. I just keep forgetting to post it, and then I'll be like, well, it's so close to my stream already, like, why post it? The waiting room's already up. And then I'm like, well, I could post the schedule. And then I'm like, oh, I have stream. I'm gonna stream. I'll record it after. And then I, and then I don't. I was telling myself that all day today when I was working. I was like, you should post the schedule. And I was like, but the waiting room's already there. So you're not married to Narissa? I wish. I wish Narissa from Hololive English would notice me, my Oshi. Yeah, I wish. My chance of Narissa Ravencroft noticing me is the same of, like, I don't know. I wish that a movie star that I really like would notice me too. There are a lot of celebrities I wish would notice me. I don't think it'll happen though. I wish Narissa would notice me. No. I would love to marry her. Beautiful, beautiful lady. No, I'm married to Sachiui. My genmate and most beautiful pink sea bunny. Obviously. I'm married to Sachiui, obviously. That'd be so poggers. Oh yeah, it would be so poggers. I'm keeping it a surprise. I am. Oh my god, Sachiui, she's so famous and pretty. You're so lucky. What can I say? Strike by lightning. Ah, chance. I know. I would love, Oshi. Oshi noticed me. Oh my god, Oshi no ko. Oh, they're entering the scandal arc. I'm so nervous. I mean, I know what happens, but I'm nervous because I don't want to feel anything. Oh, the last episodes were so freaking sad, guys. If you're not caught up with Oshi no ko, you should really catch up. It's really getting to, like, some of the good parts. I was, like, literally felt like crying. I was like, oh my god, my little baby queen. My little baby queen, Kana. She's really going through it, guys. She's going through it. The kind of event is that everyone doing the Oyome Holic is married to Narissa now. I would hope so. Oh, that would be a dream. I would wear a maid costume and I would wear a maid costume and like clean her floor and wash her laundry and fold it for her, and you know, I'll learn to drive for her if she wants. I'll cook her dinner. You know? I'd fight someone for the right to cook dinner and clean and do upkeep for Narissa Ravencroft. What's wrong with me? I'm like... I would though. Honest. Smiles. I would also do that for like literally any of like my friends. Yeah, I would also do that for like Yui or Hio or Lemmy or Harry or I don't know, you know, like I would do it. Well, actually I would not cook and clean and do all of that for Serena. I would force her to do it for herself so she could learn the life skill, and then maybe after that I would do it for her. I feel like Serena needs to do it first, and then I'll consider doing it for her. You know? It just feels like it would be important. Let me see something. I have so many things I wanted to do today, but I'm just so tired. There's so many things that I had planned to do after stream and during stream, but I'm just a baby. I'm just a baby. I'm just a little baby. Ooh. You know? What the fuck? That's your sister. Is that not a really sisterly thing to do? Wait, is that not? I don't have a sibling. Is that not sisterly to like want them to like do their own shit for themselves and like be independent and like try to like mother them into personal growth? I feel like that's like the most sibling answer I could have given. Is like I'll cook and clean for everyone, but not Serena. She needs to learn how to do that for herself. Cook chicken for the first time while you were streaming? Really? That's great! Chicken is a great dinner and a great protein source. Truly Cuckoo Babies. I feel like I need Super Creek. I want to have a Super Creek. Honestly, it is very sibling behavior. I would have no idea. I don't have a sibling at all. Like, in real life. But she is my sibling. Serena is. Don't we all? I know, right? I wish I had Google Baby. I want Super Creek to mother me. I want to be mothered by Super Creek. Super Creek, I want to play Google Babies. Super Creek, please. Let me play Google Babies. Can you say yosh yosh while patting my head? Please, Super Creek, please. Super Creek. Tuck me into bed, Super Creek. And pet my head and say yosh yosh yosh. Well, I don't want Super Creek's mummy alt. I feel like it's too sexualized. I like Super Creek regular. Super Creek normal. Google Babies with your life on the line. I like more conservative looking Uma outfits normally. I'm trying to think of like if there's an Uma Musume design that I know that I think is like my favorite that's more sexualized. Manga Super Creek is super peak. I've seen really like sick art of her. It's very shonen. I feel like the manga is very shonen core, especially for the Cinderella Grey. Mummy Super Creek. Mummy Super Creek. Yeah, that's just too much, you know? That's just too much skin. It's cute though, but it's not my style. I like normal Super Creek. Super Creek. Oh my god, you know what I like more? Concept design Super Creek. Whoa, look at this concept design. Look at this. Concept design Super Creek. Whoa. That sweater? Oh my gosh, her boobs are huge. Look at that. Whoa. Why are her boobs so big? What happened? They got like way bigger in this art. In this concept art, holy shit, they're huge. Like, I mean, she's already kind of busty, but like, that's a little extreme, I'm gonna tell you. That is a little extreme. It is more than the regular Super Creek, I'm pretty sure, ain't it? Like, look at regular Super Creek. Her boobs are way smaller. Google babies with that G-cup. So true. Because they could, so they did. That's crazy. God bless. You're so funny. Wood. Next question. Y'all are crazy. Like, whoa, what happened? Like, her boobs are so much huger in this than this. Super Creek, holy crap. Google baby. I like concept Super Creek, but for the normal reason of I like the outfit more, not because the boobs are bigger, okay? Just so everyone is clear on that before anyone says anything else that's not that. I like concept Super Creek because I like her outfit, not because her boobs are bigger. Just letting everyone know. One on each side of you for ASMR, each ear. Y'all are all degenerates. Get help. Y'all need help. No, those maestros are speaking. That's crazy! That is crazy talk! Me when I tell you all that you need help. Get help. Oh my god, and anime Super Creek was so sick. Whoa. What is this angle? Why are her boobs out like that? That's crazy. Bro, the Cinderella Grey though, Super Creek, she was so sick. That eepiness is profound. I was about to make the biggest yawn ever. Okay, original design Super Creek Enjoyer. What the frick? Perlica? Perlica? Is that another Uma? Oh, Arc Knights. This is not Uma Musume. Uma Musume. Uma-san each. Hi. One day I'll draw Uma Musume. Until then, not right now. My brain isn't working enough. I'm tired. Oh. This was such a mistake and it's all my fault. Oh. It's all my freaking fault. Why did I do that? Me when I make a bad decision and then complain about it after. Me when I make a decision that I knew was bad and I was telling myself it was a bad decision while doing the action. Me when I complain about it later. No, I hate when my actions have consequences. It's so unfair. Actually, that is how I feel exactly right now. Oh my god, Ballroom Fuji is so good though. Ballroom Fuji. Ballroom Fuji Kiseki. I can't wait to roll for her and hopefully get her. And if I don't get for her, I'll just fucking cry. It's fine. And if I don't get her, I'll just fucking cry. I guess it's fucking fine. I'll just cry about it or whatever. I love her dress. It's so pretty. Fuji Kiseki Ballroom. Ravissant. I'm passing another player. How do I find the full of this? I want to find the full art. I also like that it's a purple dress because where did the purple come from? Her outfit normally is golden, black, and green. Where did this fucking purple color come from? Like, actively. I love purple. Obviously, I love purple. But where did she get the purple? Where's this outfit? Why can't I do anything? I like that the only full image of this outfit that I could find on the internet was literally this. Was literally her winning pose with it. Making bad decisions is the fun of making bad decisions. What? Sorry. Making bad decisions is the fun of making decisions. That is true. Hope you spit the yarn to me. I'm sorry, Akadin. Oh my god, so pretty. I know, right? Ugh, this ballroom dress. You know, another one I really like is Helios. Her like ballroomish sort of like ringmaster outfit. That one's pretty sick. The one where she goes, "Wah, wah, it's showtime." Helios ballroom. Musume. The joyous. Just one. What is this image? Hello? Why was that image like 200 pixels? Why is it so hard to find this outfit? Can I have this in like a bigger size? Why is that so small size? Medium, please. Here we go. Joyful Jamboree. Sick nasty. Look at this. Ooh, what a sick outfit. I love it. I like Helios. I actually think she's really funny. And Wedding Air Groove. Oh my god, I have Wedding Air Groove and I'm so happy I do. Even though I have no idea who fucking Wedding Air Groove is. I just magically pulled her. Which was kind of crazy because I originally didn't even care for her. I don't know anything about what Air Groove. Like, she's one of the characters I literally don't know anything about. I just know that she's a girl. But I love her wedding outfit. It's really nice. And I like her without... Because the thing is about Air Groove, no offense to Air Groove. Like, no offense to Air Groove, but genuinely, I, like, think that her regular outfit is kind of not it. I'm not a big fan of her normal outfit. I prefer the wedding outfit. Like, look how sick that is. Like, the pants with, like, this cape in the back from the waist. And, like... You can see like the ribbon. It's so refined. It's so beautiful, practical. You could like actually run in it. Like it's so beautiful, and I think her hair and her eyeshadow are really, really pretty. I just think like I don't really like her regular outfit at that much. And it's 100%, by the way, the 100%, the reason why I don't prefer her original outfit is because I don't like the color combination. Like, I just don't like this yellow at the top. I don't like the yellow at the top. It's really not for me. I'll tell you that right now. It's not really for me. I like the blues. I just think that this yellow from the whole top is not my favorite. Oh my god, Pam! Hi! Welcome! Welcome! How are you? I was discussing why I like Air Groove's wedding outfit more than her normal outfit. Hi, Pam. Welcome. I gotta get some work done, but have fun with the rest of the stream. Thank you! Have a good work. I hope you get it done, that you're able to rest soon. Welcome, Raiders. How are you? My name is Toka-kun from Stellarverse Productions, first generation Infinium. I'm a Crystal Diamond VTuber who loves musical theater and yapping. And we've been talking, I guess, about Musume, but also earlier I was talking about how I feel like I'm this cat. Which I feel like I saw this picture today and it kind of felt like a huge mood. I don't know if any of you might relate to that. But I think that this cat is like a really big mood. But I hope you guys had fun with Pam. What were you guys doing? This cat is just everything that I feel like I am. I don't know if you guys have any favorite Umas. We're discussing Uma right now because originally I was gonna draw today, but then I ended up being really tired, and so I don't know if we're drawing today, and instead we're just talking about things. Hello! Hello! What is Toka's favorite Uma costume? I'll forever believe in Almond Eye. Ooh, Almond Eye is really, really like freaking. Oh, I love her outfits so much. Especially, do you guys ever watch Starting Force? I think like my favorite version of Starting Force is the one that has Almond Eye as the center. I love whenever I type in Almond Eye and I forget to type in Uma, and then I just get pictures of eyes on my feed. Like this Almond Eye outfit. Starting Force. Da, 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 da. Look at that. I just love how her hair is so two-toned, where it's like has this light brown on the outside, which is, I feel like, is a really unique color for brown too. And then it has like, it basically like it's just like this beautiful blue-purple gradient on the inside of the hair. I'm a huge fan of hair where it's one color on the outside and then it has like the second color on the inside. I always think those are so beautiful. I really love her outfit. And for some reason, I really can't tell you why she reminds me of Hello Kitty, and I don't know why. Like, actively, maybe it's her color scheme. Something about her really reminds me of Hello Kitty. I can relate to that right now after a long day cooking and thinking about how much I need to clean up. Yep. Yep. That is exactly how this is. My beloved 9-crown queen. She is a triple tiara winner, which is kind of insane. I can't believe how much her horse won. I mean, like, not in the bad way, but like, it's crazy how much her horse won. Oh my god, looking at shoes, because of the Uma Musume shoes, did you guys see that Oshinoko is doing a collab with Converse? I saw that on my feed yesterday and it was like the most random thing. But like, they're doing a collab with Converse, and the Converse shoes actually look really, really good. Let me find it. Where did I show this again? Was it show and tell? I'm trying to figure out what channel I did our internal Discord that I showed these Converse shoes so you guys can see them. Because I was like, damn, I would, if I lived in Japan, I might buy that. But like, actively, with first of all, with what money? I love whenever I'm like, I would buy that. Yeah, but also, but like, with what money? Let me find the Converse shoes. Oshinoko Converse. Because the way that they like slightly like changed each of the shoes to fit it were like really like so cute. Wow, I'm so bad at finding anything on Twitter. Let me do the sick thing where you can do this thing where you go into Discord and you search the word. That's right, I'm really intelligent. That's right, I'm really intelligent and I know how to do this thing called searching. I had to learn how to do that in Discord. I did not come with that instinctual knowledge. I know some people do have instinctual knowledge, but that's not who I am. Smiles. I don't have, like, some people I feel like have innate tech knowledge, but I've never had that. Look, okay, there's 4 Converse shoes that they're gonna do collab with, and these Converses are so good. I don't even like Converse. By the way, stop! The Oshino Converse is so oh. I just think that I don't like Converse, but I think the way they adapted each character to sort of fit the Converse vibe is really smart. So this one's Kana's. This is my least favorite one, even though Kana's one of my favorite characters. Look how cute it is. Like, the thing has like the red of like her eyes, right? But it's white, like that's her pen light color is white, and then it has frills around the ends, kind of like she wears a lot of frills like that on her outfits. But it's so cute and it's so simple, which I like. Like, I like that all of these designs are a little more simple, so it doesn't like feel like you're wearing a bunch of like, it doesn't make it seem like you're screaming that you're a weeb when you wear them, which is, I think, like something I look for in merch, especially like usable merch. But then there's this one is one of my favorites. This is Memcho's. Look at this. Look at Memcho's sneaker. It's like a black one with the chunky laces, but it has like her little devil horns on it has the little devil horns on the tongue of the shoe, and then it's I like how all of these, for the part where it says All-Star, it has the Oshinoko eye for the All-Star. which I think is a really nice touch. Instead of having like a normal star, all of them have the all-star with the Oshi no Koai. But I think that one's really, this one's really simple. This one is also really cute. I think it's very like, I think it's just very subtle in a way that I would enjoy wearing a shoe. Like if I could buy one, I would buy that one. And then if I could rock pink, I would want Ruby's one, because this one is super cute. Look at Ruby's. It's like, it has the pinky lace, chunky laces, which look kind of like ribbon laces, and I love ribbon laces. But like, she has the little hair tie in the back. That's so cute. And my favorite thing is like, for they kind of kept it a little more like just feminine, subtle, and it still has the Oshi no Koai. And I think the pink color that they picked for it is so cute. It'd match a lot of, like, if you wear a lot of white outfits, it would fit really well. And then finally, Aqua's, which I don't know if I would wear, but I think it really fits him really well. He has the all-star shoe with, it has the company, like, it has their talent agency. It has Ichigo Production. Isn't that cool? They like kept that from the show where it says the company brand that he's on, like his talent agency, Ichigo Pro from Oshi no Ko, and then it has the laces have each of the girls from Oshi no Ko their pen-like colors. It has the pinkish red for Ruby, it has white for Kana, and it has yellow for Memcho. Just like how he in that one episode was like, when he goes to their shows, he reps all the 3 colors of the light 6 so he can he can cheer for all 3 girls. It has all of their colors on the laces. I just think that's so cute. I saw it yesterday and I was like, it's won me over. I was like, I wouldn't buy it because I don't have the funds for that, but it kind of won me over a little bit. I was like, that is so creative and cute, and it's such a like nice touch, you know? So I'm a huge fan. Wonder if they have pictures of like the actual shoe product. They're literally going on sale like this weekend. Oh my god, they do have pictures of the actual product. I am so easily bought into merch. Oh my god! They include their signatures. Oh, that's so sick. Wait, is that for real? Oh. What? On the inside of like the tongues of the shoes, they have the character's signature. Wait, really? That is so cool. Look at this. On the inside of the tongue of each shoe, they have the character's signature on it. Isn't that so cute? And like look how cute these shoes are. Whoever wears those shoes, bro, your foot must be small. This looks like a literal child-sized shoe. This is so like, what is this, a size 5? I guess a lot of people in Japan have smaller feet. I'd be like, a size 5 or something. I know, right? Like, look at how cute Memcho's one is. Look how subtle it is with like the little all-star with like, and it's leather, so you know it's not gonna fade away, with like the little horns for her and then her little signature on the inside, and it has on the side like the little holes have like the yellow for Memcho color. Like, look how cute these shoes are. Not normally a shoe person, but like, look at that. And I like how this website also provides styling images. Like, they have like ways that you could style the shoes to make them look good on you, which is kind of cute. And then like, Kana's look really cute too. I actually like the color that they're showing in the example images more than I liked the color in the art. Because on the color in the art, they looked really stark white. But for the one on the website, like look, the actual pictures of it are, it's more of a creamy sort of white. There's Kana's signature. But like I like how much the colors are more creamy, so it's not like as stark white that you'd wear with your outfits. Like, isn't that a really nice, like, sort of white shoe? I'm a big fan. I wish they had an Akane shoe, though. She's my favorite character, but I know she's not a part of Ichigo Pro, so I guess that makes sense, you know, because they're doing, like, Ichigo Pro production for each of them. But it's such a really cute collab. I hope they do more, like, collabs like this with different animes. I feel like that'd be really fun, you know? Like, what other collabs do they do? Do they have other collabs? Me when I'm on stream and I start shoe shopping, I don't even wear more than one pair of shoes. Me when I look at other shoes that I'm never gonna buy because I just think it'd be fun. I only wear the same pair of shoes like every day for a year, and then I destroy them and then I get new shoes. Can you imagine? I'm like, guys, we're changing the stream to me looking at a website and you can watch with me and we're gonna look at it together. Guys, this stream is now titled Shopping for Shoes with Tokaku. And it's just me going, look at how pretty this shoe is, guys. Do you think this color is good? Wow, I think the sole of this shoe is ugly. Whoa, this one is so rubbery looking. Can you imagine? I'm like, guys, let's go clothes shopping together. I don't buy anything. We just go onto a website and start looking at clothes, and then we just talk about clothes. That shoe is so 2021. Can you imagine? What an interesting stream that would have been. I actually don't shop for a lot of things very often. I haven't bought new clothes, I don't think, for like... Well, actually, that's not true. When I visited my mom, we went to Costco and got some clothes, but I don't really know if I would call that clothes shopping. I'd call that going to Costco and finding a sweater you think is cute. Window shopping kind of fire? It is! I do sometimes go to the store with, like, my friends and I will go shopping, but we're not actually, like, really shopping. We're just, like, going somewhere to, like, look at things. Do you know what I mean? I do that a lot with friends. It's like, because we can't afford to get a lot of stuff, we just go window shopping. We go to, like, areas that have, like, six thrift stores, and we just, like, go thrifting, but we never buy anything, because actually, recently I feel like clothes shopping for thrifting stuff has gotten more expensive. You know what I mean? A couple years ago, like, I feel like going to a thrift store, it would have been a lot cheaper than buying new clothes, but I feel like for some reason nowadays, some like thrift stores have made their prices almost like a normal store, and it's kind of like, what's the point of buying secondhand then? I could just buy it new. Yeah, thrifting is the go-to trend. Bruh, I hate it. Cause I've been thrifting since I was in the 7th grade. Like, it wasn't to get the newest fashion or anything. Like, I was thrifting because, well, more like my mom liked to go thrifting. Because my mom always liked how it was like hunting. She'd always be like, let's go on the hunt for clothes. And I was like, okay. Because my mom always thought it was more exciting to go thrift shopping because you never knew what you were gonna find. And back then also when I was in theater, my mom would always be like, let's go looking, because like we can also like see if there's any props that might be useful for you to bring to school. If they're cheap, we can get them. Or like if there's any like interesting stuff that you think you could layer to make outfits or costumes, we could do that too. So we would do that sort of thing. All of these tourists invading your turf. For real, for real. What about my thrift shopping? Like, a lot of my clothes growing up were either from Costco or thrift shopping, and normally I wouldn't even be looking for clothes when we'd go. I'd be looking for something for like, well, I'd be looking for a costume piece, sort of like for a play that I was in. And then while I was there, I'd find something. But a lot of my clothes growing up were Costco branded stuff because my mom was obsessed with Costco. But I also had a lot of stuff from Ross because my mom also likes Ross. And Ross is basically like thrifting, but if it was the rejected clothes from stores that wasn't able to sell things that they made. And then I like would get I would also get like hand-me-downs a lot from people. Some of my favorite clothes that I wear still to this day are clothes that like my friends in high school would be like, oh Toka, I'm like trying to like get rid of some of my clothes because I'm going to college and I know you're still going to be here, so is there like anything that you want from my closet sort of vibe? Or like, hey, you know, like I got this thing but I don't really want to wear it anymore and it kind of feels like it's your style, and so my friends would give me an item and I like treasured them forever, and even if I grow out of one, I don't even throw it away. I don't even throw it away because I'm like, or like, I don't throw it away. That's a harsh word. No, like, I don't donate it because I'm always like, this is like a sentimental item. I can't get rid of it. I'm so deeply sentimental about everything that I have. I have a really hard time like donating things or throwing it away unless it's broken or like I didn't get it for a personal reason. Like if I got something as a gift or things like that, I have a hard time letting go of it. I have every single birthday and Christmas card that anyone who is my friend or family has given me ever since I was in the 6th grade. I've collected these things. I've collected them and I have them and I brought them with me. I brought them with me to college, and then I still have them. It's like I have a little like drawer that I put them in. I just stacks of Christmas and birthday cards that I just have collected for years. And I don't reread them or anything. I just have them all together because I feel like people took the time to write me these letters. It's like, I can't just like throw these away. They're sentimental, like they're heartfelt. People wanted to make sure that I read this message, so I gotta keep them, you know? That's why I always like tell you guys, like if you ever like see me at a con, like you don't have to bring me a gift, but if you want to do something, you can always write a card, because I like reading cards and like keeping them. And I keep them for a long time because I don't know how to get rid of them, because I feel like it's hard to do that, you know? I feel like it's like when we were writing Christmas cards, my mom was like, okay, just write a short note and we'll send them off to family. And I'm like, it took forever because I was like trying to find a way to make each message that I wrote to all of my family members seem unique and special, even if they were in the same family. Like even if my uncle and aunt are married, I want to make sure that the message I write to them is like unique for each of them, you know? I want them to both feel like I was thinking about something that was inherently about them when they read the message, you know? It just feels important to me. So, like, if they read their cards together, you know, I don't want them to think like, oh, Toka doesn't know anything about me. I don't feel seen or heard by Toka. Oh, my deepest fear. I want my family to think I care. I mean, I say that like I'm trying to trick them. Like, I'm gonna trick my family to rubs my hands together and puts my hands through my hair like a fly. Like, I want, like, yeah. I want to make sure they know I care because I'm a trickster. Like, no, I just want to make sure that they, like, feel seen and loved, you know? You know what I mean? Sorry, I had a big yawn. I'm gonna do all these nice things so they have to like me. How devilish. Actually, so true. I can't believe you would do something like that. Ew, smells like insecurity, you know what I mean? I'm just joking. I just think it's important because also it's just like a way of showing thanks, I think. Especially since I'm not able to like give all of my family like big monetary gifts or like things like that, like because I don't have like a bunch of extra money, you know, so it's like, and they know that, so they never really expect me to give them like an expensive gift. Normally it's just like I have a card that's the card I have, and then my mom gives her card with like her gift, whatever that she bought for people. And then my card's like an add-on gift, and like it's more just a written card, and no, I don't think anyone really gives a shit what I write. But I mean, I don't know what they never tell me. But like, I gotta make it heartfelt, because I can't do what my mom does, where she sometimes was like, "This card's for your cousin," and she slips in like a $50 bill. I'm like, I don't have that. Fuck, I can't do that with my card. I'll just write a deep, heartfelt message. Because what am I gonna do? Like, What am I gonna do? I don't know. I got, you know. It's like how I always feel bad when it's like she's like, so I'm gonna this is for like our niece, and I'm like, and she like puts in like a bunch like a money and like a gift card to like a baby clothes store or something for my cousins, you know, to like get like clothes for the baby, and I'm like I don't got nothing. I don't carry cash. I'm not gonna Venmo her money. That's not really like Christmassy, you know. It's like I don't have a gift card to give out. I don't have an item that I've made. I can't get you what you really want. Here, have some emotions instead. That's literally what my thought process is. I'm like, I don't got much to give, but hopefully this can atone for my sin of not being rich yet. Which is like fine. I don't think they care. Especially like I feel like depending on how big your family is, people don't really hold it against you if you can't get them like a nice gift. Like, I don't think my family's big, but I feel like I have a lot of friends who have huge families. So I don't know if I'm like the right person to like judge whether I have like a super huge family or not. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, in theory, actually, I have a big family. It's just I don't talk to, and we don't send cards to, like, a big portion of my family because we're not close to that part. So I guess in theory, I should have a big family. I just don't. Which is fine. I barely can remember each of the names of each of my uncles and aunts. I literally remember them by their looks. So whenever my mom mentions their name, I have to be like, okay, can you describe what they look like to me? Because I've always been really bad with names. It's actually my weakest point. Like, especially with like my job, like I always forget who is who. And I have to ask my boss and be like, so which one is this name? And he'll be like, that one. I'll be like, oh, yes. Because I know what they look like. I could probably draw you a picture of like people that I work with, but I don't remember their names. Like, I could draw you a picture. I know exactly what they look like. But like, the name always escapes me. It was a problem with VTuber Pictionary last night when I played with PP and Kijo too. It's like, I know what a lot of VTubers look like, but their names are harder for me to remember. So I'll be like, okay, so like Penny, like I would be able to answer, like I'd be like, oh, I know them, but then it'd be like come time for me to like say the name so I could claim that I actually did know them, and I'd be like, frick. And like you know them, but like you forget the name of it, and you're like, ugh. But that's life. People who are good at names and faces at the same time, literally get out of here with that. What are you, like a camera with a Sharpie? Wait, that joke didn't work that well. I was gonna be like, what are you, a camera with a Sharpie to write information on the back of the Polaroid, like in all of the old movies? The longest joke of the century. But it's like, what do you call? I think especially for like the current economy, it's more socially acceptable also to like give smaller gifts. Like, I remember like, I feel like with the economy like 2 years ago, I was able to give my close friends like a nicer gift for like Christmas or their birthdays, but like now it's kind of like, what is something like small but like really meaningful that I can get for people, you know? Like 2 years ago I was able to afford getting my friend a big plush from the Pokemon Center of her favorite Pokemon. Now I'm like, can I find her a really cool like fidget 3D printed version of that Pokemon for Christmas? Like, it's a lot easier to do that, you know what I mean? Instead of, like, the Pokeballs and everything. Because it's like, especially now with, like, if I had to ship it in from, like, Japan, the tariff would be insane. Can you imagine? Like, I helped buy, me and my other friend, we like, put our money together to get her the life-size Oshawott for, like, one of the Christmas birthday times, like, a couple years ago. And back then, it was way easier to buy a life-size Oshawott than it is right now. And that Oshawott, by the way, was fucking huge. I remember my friend was like, hey, you know what we should get our friend for her birthday? And I was like, oh, what's your idea? I need an idea. And she was like, what if we both put our money together to get her a life-size Oshawott? And I was like, oh, that's so perfect. And when I in my head, life-size, right? I think to myself, what was the size of the Oshawott in the Pokemon anime? Pretty small, about the size of a Pikachu. I'm like, I get it. Yes, this is the size of Oshawott. We order the thing and it comes in the mail. That thing is freaking giant. There is no way Oshawott is that huge. Like, how is it that big? How is it that big? Oshawott is not that big. And no freaking way. And I looked it up and he is that big. It's the Pokedex entry size. The anime makes Oshawott smaller than the Pokedex entry sizes for it. Which is crazy that it's like that big in the Pokedex entry. I literally thought it was like the size of a small cat. It's like the size of a medium-sized dog. The Oshawott plush is insanely huge. But I mean, I guess it's cuter that way, right? I guess it is cuter that way. Okay, but. But we are going to I'm not gonna be able to do art today because I'm too tired. You know that thing I said I was gonna do? You know how I changed what I was doing for my stream twice? Once before we even started the stream and now after the stream as well? You know, I'm just... Guys, I'm really decisive. I don't know what to say. I'm the most decisive streamer you've ever met. You know how I said I was gonna draw Uma art, and then I said I was gonna draw Valentine's Day art, and then I didn't do either of those things, and we did a Zatsu for almost 3 hours? Do you remember that? Because I don't. Smiles. But we are going to raid into Nana after this stream. But oh frick, it's but -4. Bro, I was really trying to like remember the joke that you told me 20,000 years ago, and I literally was like, I was literally about to say butter. Like I literally was about to say butter. I was like, what is the? It's not butter. What I was literally like, what? It's not butter. It's not butter. What is the thing that I was saying? What was the joke? It's but 4. Yes. But it's actually but. Like, tomorrow is the My Bloody Valentine karaoke relay, hosted by Axia, which is made up of me, Yui, Perry, and Lemmy. We're hosting a karaoke relay that has a bunch of cute girls in it. You can find the playlist for that event right here. Wait, this is the wrong copy. This. This. Here we go. Here is the playlist. Why is there an ant on me? Sorry. I felt something walking on me and it was an ant, and it made me really upset. Sorry. It upset me for a second. I didn't like that there was something that was doing that. This is the link to the My Bloody Valentine karaoke relay. It is starting tomorrow. It is, I mean, I feel like the title gives it away, but it is very obviously kind of horror-themed Valentine's relay. I will be doing, my set list will be a little bit kind of like, it'll be a little bit like a roleplay, but like also not really, because we have to fit it within the time constraint. So it'll be, if you guys watched my, Lovesick relay from last year, I feel like the vibe is kind of similar to that I planned out for this year's My Bloody Valentine relay, which is the one we're hosting. And then, are you aware there's a band called My Bloody Valentine? No? We named it My Bloody Valentine based off of this old song called My Funny Valentine. I don't know if you know that song. It's like, My funny Valentine, Sweet something Valentine, you are my favorite piece of art. Da 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 da. Stay, little Valentine, stay. Each day is Valentine's Day. That's why we named it My Bloody Valentine. Is because we wanted it to be kind of Yandere themed, but also we were thinking about the song My Funny Valentine. But it's like a hint that it's like a yandere sort of themed relay. But the My Bloody Valentine karaoke relay is tomorrow. And then on Valentine's Day, there is a relay called Not Alone on Valentine's Day. And I already have my waiting room up for it. But that one is hosted by Vampirate Odessa. That one is more of general love songs. I hope you'll enjoy that for Valentine's Day so that you don't have to feel alone on Valentine's Day if you are. And then on Sunday, there is another karaoke relay for Valentine's Day called Hearts in Harmony, which is hosted by Vivaria Virtual, Vivaria Virtual, which is a group created with Clover and Nyaxi and Teeny and Dreamy. And it is another relay I hope that you will enjoy. I try to not really overlap most of the songs on any of the days, so you should get a different song from each day sort of vibe, so I hope you will enjoy that too. But we're going to raid into Nana, who is this is like not the right color. Sorry, I'm like my filters are based off of the video that is playing for my my music, which is kind of funny because like I've literally been picking like hour-long song playlists that are like just I know will be good lighting for my model. This whole time I've just been picking the playlist based on whether I think that the color of the background would be good lighting for my model. Because I didn't want to open Shoes today. And I was like, you know what I can do? Easy way to do lighting for my model is to pick the one where it like reflects the light of the screen that you have open in BTS. That people usually normally do for like horror game streams. But I'll just pick a warm light color so that my model looks nicer. But it's true. It just works really well for horror games. Stampede. Cheap. And drop. But we're going to read into my genmate Nana, who is still continuing her her fundraiser, basically donathon that she's been doing to help fundraise her ability to move into a better home, one that's a bit safer for her and hopefully will make her quality of life better. So if you are able to support her, whether it be monetarily, whether it be more like through just supporting her or giving her or subscribing to her, please make sure to support Nana in her efforts to move to a safer house. But I hope that you guys all had fun with this Yap stream. I'll retitle the stream because I'm a filthy liar, I guess, and said I was drawing art today and I didn't draw a single drop of art. But I guess as Fredeon said, me Tucker replacing the intended stream with a Zatsu, I could never have seen that happen. I know. What can I say? What can I do? Bye.